Welcome into the Pride of Detroit POD cast. That is Pride of Detroit just about everywhere over on social media. Your favorite social media sites, your least favorite social media sites. I am your host, Miko. You can find me at Twitter at the Miko Scott. Joined once again by my lovely co-host. First and foremost, we got your senior editor over at Pride of Detroit, Ryan Matthews at Ryan underscore POD. Ryan, what's going on, my guy?
Not much. My first producer once removed. Miko, how are you doing, man?
I like that. I listen, I'm doing good. It's a weird week. Like, I know I was the one that kind of like suggested we do a show on Wednesday, and I'm somewhat regretting it because I'm literally like discombobulated on what day of it is and what's going to be happening this week. And we also have football on what Friday. Like it's a weird week. But super happy to be here with you guys. We also have your Jeremy, I'm gonna keep forgetting your title. Like it's really messing
Well,
with
it's weird because you're like the producer of the podcast. I'm technically the producer of the website. It's confusing.
Either way, Jeremy's here at Detroit Online over on Twitter. Super happy to be here with you guys. Jeremy, how's it been going, my guy?
Oh, it's been great. I am migrated and ready to go.
It's been a weird week.
I was gonna say you've been the human fire extinguisher for the past 24 hours.
Yes. But thanks
There's
for
been a
all
number
the
of
I
things.
hate your font, your new font wishes. It's been a big help.
Listen, I was trying not to add to that because like I don't like the font either. Like I got on the website, like I love the fact that it's like there's less ads. The font is like kind of irritating me over on the website.
It's fair. There are some things that irk me too, but I do think the general web experience is actually a lot better. It's faster. If you are logged in, the ads are way less intrusive than they were. So if you haven't made it over to pridedetroit.com yet, check it out. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, go over, check out the website. Also, if you're, listening to the podcast, but you've never actually watched the podcast, you can always do that at twitch.tv/Pride Detroit or youtube.com/Pride Detroit as well. Basically where you can watch this live stream on demand and basically rewind, fast forward, do all the things there. Again, it's a different type of viewing experience, but it's a good one. So, personally, I'm a person that likes to watch things more than I listen. But if you're enjoying the podcast wherever you're listening to it, we appreciate that as well. Also, speaking of listening to the podcast, drop us a review. If you guys are enjoying the podcast, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, if you want to just offer some constructive criticism, do that as well. But make sure it's attached with like 5 stars because then, we're more likely to maybe receive it. But with that said, guys, we have got a preseason game this week to kind of preview and kind of get ready for. And there's a number of things that I think the Lions have to address, not necessarily in terms of like, things that are going to make them that much better for the regular season, but I think it's a great evaluation process, especially coming off, the Hall of Fame game where things were good in some respects, but definitely some areas of improvement. So in this podcast, we're definitely going to talk about that from both the offensive perspective as well as the defensive perspective. But before we get into that, Jeremy, I know there's been a number of injuries that have kind of piled on this week, starting from like Sunday's practice all the way through. So yeah, why don't you kind of just give us a little bit of a rundown for those who are not super in touch with some of the injury news that has kind of happened this week?
Yeah, it's been an unfortunate week. The good news is, most of the injuries that we've seen aren't considered long term. There have been 2 that are considered long term. Dan Jackson was placed on injured reserve, meaning his rookie season has a chance of being over. There's kind of a little loophole there where if he stays on IR the entire year, then obviously his season's over. There is no IR to return because they put him on IR before the cut down dates. That said, they have an opportunity in the first week that you place someone on IR to come to an injury settlement. If you come to an injury settlement and someone, it basically means like, hey, we think you're going to be injured for 10 weeks, so we're going to pay you 10 weeks, and then after that, you're a free agent. In order to re-sign in Detroit, you have to wait an extra 3 weeks. That's like the penalty for a team doing that because another team can sign you after those 10 weeks. Lions would have to wait 13 weeks in this, and I'm just making up 10 weeks. That's an example. But anyways, you could kind of have like a handshake agreement, just be like, hey, don't sign anywhere for those 3 weeks. Come back to us. We got a plan for you in maybe even this season, maybe in 2026. But anyways, long and short of it, Dane Jackson's seasons might not be over, but chances are good that it's a long-term injury. We never really even saw it, so it's weird. And then the other long-term one is Ennis, where we don't have specifics exactly on what happened there yet. We know it's a shoulder injury. We know it happened in a tackling drill. We know, according to Dan Campbell, he's going to miss some time, a good amount of time, which is a bummer, right? Like, he's a guy that fought through a lot of injuries last season. He's a guy that was fighting through a chest injury in training camp. I think it's too early to jump on the injury prone label or bust label or things like that. But for being real, probably won't have a ton to show for his NFL career after his first 2 seasons. So year 3 is going to be big for him.
Yeah, and I know, Ryan, for you, and this was somebody that you were really looking forward to and really thought could actually have a pretty breakout role and possibly have a really important role for this defense. Your initial thoughts when you kind of saw him pop up on the injury report again, so early in training camp?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is you think of the injuries that he struggled with in college, had the ACL tear, dealt with groin injuries, and then obviously the injury that derailed his rookie season. To have it happen a second year in a row, I'm with Jeremy. You don't want to call the guy a bust. You don't want to completely write him off, but the evidence is certainly mounting that injuries are the main cause for why the guy is not on the field. And just being a young player like that, especially a guy who went from being a nickel corner to they were, moving him out to the outside to the perimeter. Well, now you're missing all that opportunity to get yourself familiarized and ready to play that position as well. It's a huge bummer, Miko, in the sense that the Lions lose depth. And we've talked about it all off season long. You can never have too many outside corners. And that was a guy who, the Lions drafted with a second round pick. They invested heavily to, build up that cornerback room. And it seems like Brad Holmes' job is never going to be done in the cornerback room ever. It's just perpetually an area he needs to continue to improve. And lucky enough, though, a guy like Rock Ya-Sin has been playing pretty well. So, as one door closes, another one kind of opens.
I think that is like kind of like the silver lining in that situation, right? Is that Rock has been playing fairly well this offseason and so far into training camp. Obviously, you're still kind of holding out hope that Khalil Dorsey will be able to come back at some point in time during the offseason and start to kind of get himself back into shape as well. So that'll give you at least a little bit of cornerback depth. But it is kind of it's tough to see that group that going into training camp. I think there was a lot of high hopes and there's a lot of solid depth there, and the minute Ennis kind of takes a hit, it really kind of shakes up how everything looks.
I will throw this out there. It looks bad if you're out there at training camp and you're like, DiCaprio Bootle is our cornerback 2 right now. What's going on? And they've added 5 cornerbacks in the past month. But it's important to remember a couple things. One is what you said, right? Rock Ya-Sin is playing safety mostly in practice right now, but he is very much in the mix for CB3, right? If there's an injury at cornerback, it's very likely that he comes in. If not him, though, you also have Amik Robertson. And don't forget about him, because they will, in an instant, put him out there on the outside, and you have some nickel depth, right? You have a guy like, a couple guys. You have Avonte Maddox. You can bring Brian Branch down there if you want to. I think that's maybe more of a last resort because some of the safety depth is questionable, but the Lions really do have a CB3 and a CB4, so they're more protected than maybe it looks, but Ennis figured to be a big part of those plans too, and it's certainly a bummer to not have that extra guy there.
Yeah, and I think both of you said, it's a little too early right now to jump to conclusions in terms of what this means for his season. Obviously, it's less time that he'll have on the field in terms of being able to get ready for the season. But if it's something where it's just the Lions want to take their time with, which it definitely sounds like, regardless of what it is, that's what they're going to do. They're going to take their time in getting him back to make sure he's completely healthy. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of translates to the regular season. So with that said, let's kind of look ahead to the Lions preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons this week. Like I said, there's a number of things that they could improve on. And so in this first segment, let's kind of focus primarily on the offense. We'll get to the defense in the second segment, but let's start at the quarterback position, because I feel like that was a position where a lot of us as fans came away probably the least impressed, and probably the area where we can probably see the most improvement, this week in this game against Atlanta.
Yeah. And it'll be Hendon with the twos, which is interesting. if you're excuse making for Hendon Hooker in the first game, I think at the top of that list is, well, he was playing with a third team offensive line, some third team receivers, and yes, you're playing against a third team defense as well. All that is very much true. But generally speaking, the way these preseason games work, the way practice works is the twos generally look better than the threes with the quarter. And that's almost, it almost doesn't matter who the quarterback is, because the quarterback is going to play better with the twos than they do with the threes. It's just how it works. The big question I have in mind, and this is already kind of cheating into the offensive line section, is when Kyle Allen was with the twos, he got at least Dan Skipper at left tackle. Hendon Hooker is not going to get that. He's probably going to get Giovanni Manu, and I understand it sounds like I'm already excuse making for Hendon Hooker, and maybe I am, but I've watched Giovanni Manu for 2 weeks now, and it's not great. Granted, I saw my most recent example of seeing him is today against Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport, and I don't think he's going to be going against guys like that on Friday. I don't exactly know what Atlanta's game plan is. I know they're not starting their top two quarterbacks, which is fun and interesting. No Penix and who's the other guy?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. So I don't even know who QB3 is over there. But anyways, I'm getting away from my point, which is Hendon Hooker is not going to be getting the normal second team offense reps that he probably deserves. And so I just hope the Lions give Giovanni Manu enough help so that you can get a fair evaluation out of Hendon Hooker on Friday.
The hardest thing with these preseason games, right, is like a true evaluation of wide receivers. If the quarterback plays bad, well, then how can you get a good read in the wide receivers? If so it's all intermingled. That's football, though, right? And I think that those are the rough waters that a quarterback like Hendon Hooker, you want to see him navigate that. You want to see him work through adversity and when things go sideways. Well, what is his plan of action when the pass rush is right on him? What is what's the move there? Getting rid of the ball, throwing it away, like making the smart play. Like Dan Campbell will applaud that 10 times out of 10, and I'm sure he'd highlight it if he can show that on Friday. The decision making, I think, is the most important thing with Hendon Hooker, making the right read, making the right throw. The thing with quarterback that I'm most excited to see, though, I don't want to jump ahead. It's really the wide receiver stuff, because Tim Patrick left practice early. So not that Tim Patrick was going to play on Friday, Miko, but we have a wide receiver who was drafted in the third round who might need to play maybe a little bit more early on, or could find a way to play his way onto the field a little more early than expected in Isaac Tesla.
Yeah, and I think that's at least a good safety blanket for Hendon Hooker, and the likes that the offensive line isn't performing at its best. I mean, Isaac Tesla is someone that you can run on some of those shorter intermediate type of routes where, to your point, Ryan, that's where Hendon can start to show his decision making and his ability to make decisions quickly really start to shine in a game like this. Like, just because your offensive line isn't playing at its best doesn't mean that you get to take a million years to go through progressions. You should kind of know, like, hey, I got to get the ball out quickly. And that was something that Dan applauded him for last game. So it's something that you hope to see him do this game, is like being able to read and understand what the defense is trying to do and at least get into the right checks. Like you said, Jeremy, it does sound like excuse making a little bit, but that is the nature of the situation he's working with this offense. It's going to be a shaky offensive line, but he is going to have some of those weapons at both the wide receiver position as well as the running back position, because is Sione Vaki going to play, or are we just going to get an uncomfortable amount of Craig Reynolds again?
It's a great question, and we don't really know, because Vaki, we talked to him after Monday's practice, and he's like, yeah, man, everything's good. He went through a full practice, first one we've really seen in a while where it was like physical with him. He talked to reporters afterwards, like, I'm looking forward to Friday, and then just wasn't there today. Now, that can mean a million things. It could mean maybe super sore, they found something later, could just mean a personal day. I tend to, when you don't even see the guy out there after a day in which you talk to the media, that tends to be more personal day than anything else, but who knows? I mean, personal day could mean he misses Friday as well. So I don't want to see Craig Reynolds out there. If we have to see reserves, like, please just give it to Jabari Small, I should say, Jacob Sailors. Like, they've been getting a lot of work with the 2s and 3s because they've kind of had to, but Craig Reynolds had 11 touches in the first half last preseason game. Can we scale that down? We know who he is. I don't even understand. Is the idea that you're playing him because he offers you the best opportunity to get the most reps on offense? Like he's that good where, he'll gain 5 or 6 yards where maybe some of these other guys will gain 3 or 4, and you just want your offense out there performing better so that you get an evaluation of everyone else? Is that worth putting Craig Reynolds at risk?
I think that's the same question you kind of have to ask Ryan with Isaac Taslawa as well. Like he probably gives you a better chance of like having success in the passing game, especially when Dominic Lovett is going to not be in this game as well due to an injury. But at the same time, like if Isaac Taslawa is someone that you expect to be like a big time producer for you once the regular, not big time, but contribute once the regular season comes, like do you want to have him out there too much, or do you still want to continue to get an evaluation of him as well, and having him probably be the primary target on a number of passing routes?
All great questions, things that Dan Campbell has to has to
pick
work
a side,
through.
Ryan. Come on.
I do want to say that I want to strike excuse making from the record, and what we are doing is we are providing context, right? That's a better way of wording it. We're contextualizing everything. I think what's going to be really interesting about this game on Friday though is the wide receiver room, because without Lovett there with the abdomen injury, if I'm correct, Jeremy, with him out, that's a guy who got 9 targets in the first game. So Miko, that's the question, right? Like, are you gonna force the ball to Isaac Tesla a bunch when maybe you don't really need to do that? How long will Isaac Tesla be on the field? There's a ton of wide receivers on this team that I don't know if they'll end up making the roster, but there's plenty of opportunity for those guys to get out there and run routes and to make plays to put on tape for potentially other teams.
Part of me I want to believe it's going to be like Jackson Meeks that steps up or any of those other guys, but I know it's going to happen. It's going to be
Craig Reynolds.
It's going to be Tom Kennedy. Tom Kennedy is going to catch 6 passes because that. To be clear, that's what's happening in practice.
Yeah,
like Tom Kennedy has been consistently repping with the 2s, maybe even a little bit with the 1s, and he is everyone's favorite target. Like all the short yardage stuff, he's got reliable hands. I'm not saying this to say like maybe he has a shot at the roster. I think they're pretty comfortable with him on the practice squad every year, and that's where I expect him again. But if you're talking about preseason production and just getting the offense to move, Tom Kennedy has been kind of a reliable target in that sense, and it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a lot of the targets on Friday.
Scout team master,
yes.
Nico. Tom Kennedy.
I was gonna say death, taxes, and Tom Kennedy catching like 12 passes in the preseason in a preseason game. Like that's Jeremy. I think you make a good point there. I think that is kind of like between him, Isaac Taslaw, maybe Ronnie Bell. I mean, another veteran that like kind of has some experience in the league. Like maybe it's an opportunity for him to kind of have a little bit of a showing. But I think that's the other part of this where it almost feels like a make or break for some of these receivers, where it's like, hey, if you want to like really make a really good impression to at least make the practice squad, like take advantage of the fact that Dominic Lovett's is not going to be playing. Take advantage of the fact that Isaac Taslaw is probably not going to play all game, and like go out there and at least show some consistency in the blocking game, and catch a couple passes, make some plays after the catch. Those things can really help sway the coach's mindset, I would think, when it comes down to again formulating that practice squad roster, so that they can kind of carry that into the regular season.
One of the biggest Dan Campbellisms after an injury is like, oh man, it's tough, but it was a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity. And that's what this is. And I mean, he treats the regular season like that, but it's very much the same, if not more amplified in the preseason when these guys are fighting for jobs.
Yeah.
I think it's also worth pointing out that while this is an opportunity for the receivers, the wide receivers, it's also an opportunity for the tight ends, right? Like Shane Zylstra, Kenny Yeboah, like those guys also get an opportunity to make an impact in the passing game, because again, if you're not having a ton of confidence in the guys on the outside, maybe some of those guys that are in line and doing a lot more of the motion stuff can possibly get involved in the passing game, and you can get a better evaluation of that battle between those between that tight end group as well.
I know Jeremy's super excited to see some more Zach Horton, that's for sure.
Zach Horton train.
Yeah.
conductor right here.
Is Yeboah back out at practice? Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. As scary as that looked, he only missed one practice, and it was for personal reasons.
All right. Well, there you go. So yeah, to Miko's point, like this is a camp battle that continues because as I mentioned, I think tight end 3 is pretty open. Like there's an opportunity, not to borrow the Dan Campbellism, but like there's a great opportunity for somebody to just grab that and to run with it at some point. So, any of those guys though, I think are firmly in the mix. Zylstra, Yeboah, or Horton for a variety of reasons, but I think the thing that's maybe most exciting, Miko, is what's happening on the offensive line.
Yeah, from my understanding, Tate Ratledge might actually get some snaps this game, and I think that is going to be a great test for him and a great evaluation as well to see how how he can handle like an NFL environment. It's still a preseason game, but I mean, you've been going up against the same guys in practice every day. Well, what is it going to look like when, the Lions second round pick, Jeremy, gets in there and can finally start mixing it up with some opposing players? What do you expect to kind of see from Ratledge, kind of in his first outing?
It's a really good question because the thing that's important and contextualizing, not excuse making here, but he's going to be playing with guys that he's not used to be playing with, because Dan was asked, like, okay, well, Tate, if you're thinking about playing Tate, does that mean you're thinking about playing the entire offensive line? He's like, yeah, I'm going to go tell Taylor Decker to go out there and play a preseason game. No. So certainly sounds like the starting offensive line is not going to get any looks in the preseason, probably the entire preseason, certainly not on Friday. So that means Tate's going to be stuck between Mason Miller and Michael Neese, maybe. Like, it
okay.
Might not look perfect, but I think you're more, rather than looking for like big concept things, you're just looking at the one-on-one. Like when he's lined up one-on-one with the guy opposite him, is he anchoring? Is he driving the guy backwards? Is his pass protection sound in terms of its technique? That's the thing that's going to matter more than like, okay, on this combo block, does he get the right leverage and then go to the second level? Well, it might not look great if he has to depend on this guy doing that. Obviously, if that stuff looks good too, great. But I think you have to grade a little bit on a curve with Tate Ratledge here, just because I'm talking about like literally have not seen him take a snap at that position with any of those guys. So I'm almost a little bit surprised that they didn't have him working a little bit with the twos today, just to like see what that looks like. Now, maybe we don't see Tate Ratledge in the preseason game. Dan was still very non-committal when we asked him. But it's just something that you need to keep in mind with him.
Yeah. I think if I was a betting man, I think that I would wager that maybe they give it another week. Maybe they wait another week. There's no pressing, like he needs to get on the field right now. We talked about it last show, all of the upcoming scrimmages that they will have when other teams visit Allen Park and when they go other places. So like, I think the thing with Tate Ratledge is everything that Jeremy said, and just walk out of Friday if he does play on 2 feet.
I was gonna say, when you put all of that stuff in context, like it almost does make you wonder, like, why trot him out there at all? Because
right.
if you're talking about him playing next to a center that he hasn't lined up next to, which again, backup center is another position that is going to be worth watching in this game. A right tackle that he's never played with, and that's what you're talking about, technically going to be, lining up as second string left or right tackle, but it's actually like really third string right tackle. Like, how good of an evaluation are you actually going to get from Tate Ratledge? And to your point, Ryan, like, do you just put him in more of an injury risk by having him out there playing with guys that he's just not comfortable with and risking, him overcompensating? Why not just wait that extra couple weeks, till you get those joint practices, and then you can see everything that you want to see in a much more controlled environment?
Yeah, I wonder if you saw Tate Ratledge line up on Friday, would you be more concerned about where he is right now in his standing, or less concerned?
I wouldn't be. I don't think I would be. Yeah, I don't know if I would be concerned about his standing. I would definitely like have fingers crossed that like it'd be like the Craig Reynolds thing, where it's like, all right, how many snaps are we giving him before we can just like get him out?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, is he playing a series? Is he playing 2 series? And Jeremy, like, why? Like, I guess that's my big thing, because it's
right.
it's as we've talked about and we've talked about before a bunch. Like, offensive line chemistry and continuity and getting those guys all playing together. Well, if the first team offensive line is never going to be out there during the preseason, well, Jared Goff is never going to be out there. Like the starting wide receivers and the starting running backs will never be out there. So we can put to bed that the starters for the Detroit Lions offense, which is not looking so great right now, isn't going to get any like preseason work. Seeing Tate Ratledge out there to me would be like, oh, like they think this guy needs like all the extra work.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's certainly one way to read it, and I don't think an irrational one at all. I think part of it too is just like, hey, let's get you in the process of going through everything. Like last week they dressed him, right? So maybe it's just like a progression. Okay, we dressed you. Now we're gonna have you play a series. Maybe we'll eventually have you play a quarter. I would be shocked if he played anything more than a half. I think that would be reckless and dangerous. Mm-hmm. Like I would love if we get to see Tate Ratledge, give him one drive. I don't care how if it's a 3 and out, so be it. If it's a 10 play drive, great. We got 10 plays that we can break down and have a good time with. But I'm with you guys. Like I think it makes way more sense to be on the cautious side of things. But I guess I'm not completely bothered with the idea of at least letting him go out there and do a series.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, like I would love to see him out there. And
I'd love a half's worth of tape if you can guarantee he's healthy. I would love that.
Right. Like I just want to see, I mean, again, seeing him in the run game, seeing him in the pass game, and just seeing him moving like that for me would at least kind of put my mind at ease, and just being able to be like, okay, like this is what the Lions are getting, and seeing that really kind of translate onto the football field, Ryan.
Yeah, but that would also it would open the door for the most frustrating thing, which is you got to see him block for 3 Craig Reynolds runs. And if the plan is to play him for one series, then he's off the field. And it's like, oh, okay, we got to see you block for Craig Reynolds 3 times. We didn't see any of the pass pro. We didn't see the anchor. We didn't see, the potential to identify like stunts and things like that.
They're going to let Hendon throw the ball a little bit. I will say, based on some things I've seen in practice, they might have him utilize his mobility a little bit more than they did in the first game.
For sure. But I'm saying, what if it's 3 and out? What if it's 3 straight running plays for Craig Reynolds and it's like, oh, we're done.
I mean, listen, I will take anything I get. A little bit of a sample size is better than nothing, and I think that's kind of the same thing when it comes down to Righteous Felon beef jerky. Like a little bit of beef jerky,
I heard
better
sample
than
size.
No jerky at all. That's all. That's all I'm basically saying, guys. And the Pride of Detroit podcast is brought to you by Righteous Felon beef jerky. It's the craft jerky that fuels the Pride of Detroit POD cast. Each 2-ounce bag of jerky has 16 to 20 grams of protein, and each stick has 8 grams. Trust me, if it's good enough for the Lions, it's going to be good enough for you too. Righteous Felon is based in Westchester, Pennsylvania. They use locally sourced all-natural black Angus beef and prides itself on superior quality, revolutionary branding, and unique flavors that go beyond the stereotypical jerky offering. Guys, last night I cracked open my Soul Survivor and it was pristine. Like,
yes,
it was so good. And as somebody who doesn't like a ton of spice, like Soul Survivor hits a nice place for me where it has a little bit of kick, but not overpowering, and it still has like such amazing flavor. I don't know. What about you guys? Any other flavors that I definitely need to check out on my next Righteous Felon order?
Have you cracked into that Darth garlic yet?
Not yet. I had to make a gamble because I was like, I wasn't sure how garlicky it was going to be, and I like my wife to try to be close to me, and I didn't want to put up a barrier right there.
I want to throw something else out there that isn't flavor related, and then Ryan, I want to hear what you want. But I ordered Righteous Felon this week. I actually didn't use the code POD20, but let me explain why. They have a really good reward system where I built up enough points where I just got $40 off my order, which was basically like 50% off. So what you do here, you use POD20 until you build up those rewards, and then boom, you get $40 off your next order. And I swear I don't even order that much beef jerky. I think the last time I ordered was February. So you can build up a good set of reward points with that code. Like you get to use the code POD20, build up those reward points, and obviously, like most things, you can't do POD20 and the 40% off coupon. But I'm telling you, use them both in tandem. It's like free beef, free belief.
I'm still on the Nelson Mandela train, Miko. I gotta order that. I haven't tried it yet. I think that would be something I would love, a little cracked pepper and dill on my craft jerky.
I'm gonna add that to my cart as well on my next order. So like Jeremy said, if you guys go over to righteousfelon.com and use the code POD20 at checkout, you can get 20% off your order. Again, that's promo code POD20 at righteousfelon.com. And like Jeremy said, get that initial savings, start saving up those points, and then you can get even more savings as you buy more and more jerky. When we come back from our break, we are going to jump onto the defensive side of things, talk about who needs to really step up in this preseason game and really kind of, maybe right the ship a little bit if they had a bit of a rocky performance last week. So we'll talk to you guys about that right after this.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out on this, Wednesday? Is that what day it is?
It is.
Okay, good.
All day.
I still have some semblance of space and time.
I feel like that's my number one go-to canned response for when people ask if it's that day. I say all day.
It's very dad of you.
It's very dad
I was
of
gonna
me.
say that's very middle-aged dad of you.
It's like being a werewolf. Like you can only fight it off so much, right? And then eventually it just like.
Except it's just always a full moon. Is that what you're saying?
Somebody tried to call me out the other day. We went golfing and we went to the pro shop and somebody said, they said like, enjoy your day or something. And I was like, yeah, you too. My buddy was like, oh, he got you. And I was like, I can tell him to enjoy his day back. Yeah, my day's going to be better. I'm out golfing and he's stuck in the pro shop. But like, I have noticed that like, if I go to the movies when, the whole like enjoy your movie. And if I say like you too, I'll always make it awkward and I'll turn around and be like, the next time you see one, like
you got to just let it go. Like you just got to turn and walk away. Like the minute you messed up, like,
no, I'm not going to take the walk of shame. I'm going to let them remember that I'm the guy who like, he like followed through on it.
I saw this social media video from a university where like the president of the university, there's a football player you're walking by and she goes, hey man, have a good game. And he goes, yeah, you too. And she goes, you too. And then it just like cuts to this montage of her working out, like pushing a sled, putting on the helmet and running out the tunnel. I'm like, I love this. That's a
good one. That's a good one. That's great.
Yeah. If anyone else has seen that, let me know what university it was. I want to shout them out.
It certainly wasn't Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me get to some alerts and then we can hang out with our live audience, answer some questions that you guys might have, or just talk about whatever. I'm sure there'll be a list cast for us to do or so. I know Miko's got one that he wants us to talk about as well. So we'll get to all that. Captain James Kirk 10-bit says, finally getting to watch my POD video and now we're live. What do I do? Sync them. They sync up. If you have to start one once you hear the cash register, then you start the other one.
Is that Fal Capone meat stick right now, Miko?
It is.
Still shilling beef.
Bro. These are like so convenient. Like I'm not even obviously like
the read is over. Yeah.
The read is over. But like this is legit like perfect for me because like I struggle getting my protein in like in other ways outside of meals. And this is like literally I go to the cupboard, I grab a meat stick or I grab a bag of jerky and I'm set.
Low calorie,
and they
high
are
protein.
all really good.
I've been pushing the protein angle for a while now. Because like I started doing like protein bars and those aren't that good for you. They don't taste that good. And I'm just like,
I got
why
a
not just
protein bar
eat beef jerky?
If you want a good protein bar, at least the best one that I've had, Bearbell has amazing protein
I hear
bars.
Bearbell's very good, but it's also very expensive. It's like $2 a bar.
Yeah, but like they're worth
But also
it. I gotta order some more. I had like they have like a key lime flavor that I gotta order again, and it was so good.
My favorite protein bar is a bag of Righteous Felon craft jerky. That's my favorite protein bar.
Right. Hey,
I'm a company man.
If Bearbell wants to sponsor us too, anyone know Bearbell's
Listen,
marketing people?
I got a list of places that like if they want to sponsor, like I will give you like an honest, like heartfelt promotion because like
Listen,
there's a couple
Miko's on
places
TikTok. He can get your stuff out there.
I can. Not as well as my wife can, but I can get them out there.
Raising Cane's calls you tomorrow, Miko. Are you
Nope. I can't lie to people.
Boom.
That's what I can't do. I can't lie.
Have I mentioned on the podcast? I know I've mentioned it to you guys that I went to Raising Cane's and Miko was 1,000% right.
Yeah, I think you may have mentioned that. Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
All right, sorry. More alerts.
Yes. D Parente, thank you for the 27 months subscribed on Twitch. Miko, thank you for the 43 months subscribed as well. You're not even using your Twitch Prime, man?
I am lazy. All right. Like it's just it has nothing to do.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with anything other than like I just don't
Listen,
think
I'll take your
to swap it
$6, but at the same time, I don't want to.
it comes out automatically. Like literally just comes out of my account. I don't even think twice about it. I'm not that rich, people. I just am that negligent.
Hardsticks, any of the 20 months says, I'm back. Jeremy, any recs on disc golf courses in the area? I just picked up my first set and looking to start playing some rounds. Boy, do I have answers for you. Okay, if you want to start slow, Mary Beth Doyle in Ann Arbor is a really fun beginner's course. I just tried out Freedom Park in Canton for the first time. Also a nice beginner's course, a little bit more rudimentary. Got some people around, but it was like empty when I went, so maybe that's good for you. If you want to step your game up a little bit, my favorite near me is Rolling Hills in Ypsilanti. That one's a lot of elevation changes.
Did I play that one with you and Harry? Is that the one that we played?
No, we played in Northville. That was
okay. I was gonna say that one had a lot of elevation changes too.
Yes. Why can't I think of Heinz Park?
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Is that right?
I think that, yeah.
I think it has another name, but that one's also really, really good. Very much recommend that. The one that's closest to me is, gosh, why can't I remember any name right now? Heinz Park. Okay, it is Heinz Park. The Northville one. The one that's really, really close to me is Lakeshore. Lakeshore is like an awesome pro shop. One of the best pro shops, probably the best pro shop, I would say, in Michigan. So if you want to get good discs and a wide variety, go there. They have 2 courses. Both are pretty darn good. One's called the Lakes, one's called the Woods. Lakes is more wide open, and it's called Lakes, but there's only one lake, and you don't have to throw over it. So don't be intimidated by the name. Woods is a little bit longer, very woody. I would say a little bit more advanced, and also more danger of having mosquitoes. So I would, for beginner, I would suggest the Lakes at the Lakeshore.
So the Heinz Park was one that we went to?
Yep.
That one was cool because you got a little bit of a mix between like wide open, like outdoors, and then like some like more challenging like forest, woods.
Yes.
Shots as well. One of my favorites was Rain Tree Park over in Troy. Like that's a very good like beginner course.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those like park courses where you have like the pavilions and everything set up. So like it's really straightforward. There's not really an opportunity for you to like lose any discs or anything. Cause I think that'd be like the number one thing like starting out is like, you don't want to get discouraged by that, like playing in the woods and losing a disc. So,
right. If you're literally just getting started on UDisc or on disc golf, download the UDisc app. It's fantastic. It has reviews of every course. It's got a scorecard in there that's super easy to keep score. It's got GPS so you can see how far away from you are from the hole. It's all free. But yeah, I think those are the main things that I would suggest, the courses that I would suggest.
There are people asking in the chat for a POD disc golf outing. I think it's really just hard sticks.
I'm down. I don't know how many people would be that interested in watching that. But there's also once you maybe feel a little bit more comfortable, Whitmore Lake has awesome courses. There's Red Hawk. There's what's the other one? I have it open on my app. Anyways, there's 2 courses at Red Hawk that are really good. So that's that's my spiel on disc golf. I know I'm getting not even borderline obsessed now. I'm just obsessed with disc golf now. I'm going to play tomorrow morning. I played yesterday. I play a lot.
Easy to do when it's like very cheap, aka free.
Yes, it's free except for the discs you have to buy. There are some parks that cost money to get into, but that's just like that's a park fee more so than a disc golf fee. It's quicker than regular golf. I can probably by myself. I can get around like 18 done in an hour. With a group of 4, it's somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours.
Is it as elitist as regular golf is, or okay.
No?
It's like it's like the opposite.
It's
I
one
think
of the
opposite
chillest
end
sports.
of the spectrums.
Yes. No dress code involved. In fact, if you're wearing something preppy, they might kick you off.
That might be my shtick. I might wear like a
true.
polo and golf pants.
No, you should go like old school golf, like back in the day type of
like a sweater
with the
vest kind of thing.
vest and the and the high socks.
The high socks.
The hat with a little like poof ball on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I won't go on and on about disc golf, but if you're interested in the sport, getting interested in getting started in the sport, feel free to email me or DM me. Happy to give some advice. Captain James Kirk 10-bit says, today I learned Miko outranks Jeremy on the POD cast. What does that mean?
Because I called him producer once removed.
Oh. I guess. Ice Cecil 46 months subscribed says, of course you guys go live right as my break at work is ending. Sorry.
Let me talk to your boss.
Put him
Video
on.
on demand.
Bring him on.
Let's go.
Put him in front of the
That's
screen
it.
right now. Ice, tell us when he's watching.
And where do you work?
Where
'Cause
do
if-
you-
Yeah, why are we just not on like the biggest screen? In your
Yeah,
place
like
of
in
employment?
the lobby. Like
Yeah.
If he works at like McDonald's and it's just like on the
instead of the menu.
it's just us next to some McNuggets.
Yeah, let me get a.
Captain James Kirk 10-bit says, new site is so much better on mobile than before. Thank you. Hey, good to hear. I think I agree. I haven't done too much on mobile, but
It is nice. It's definitely smoother for sure.
I know that video, just not following. That is like the biggest deal breaker for me, that it's so much better now. Lions Blood 48 months says, 4 years. I officially earned my POD degree.
In what?
It's a great question. Lions Blood, what did you major in?
And what did you minor in?
Real journalism.
Yeah.
Real journalism.
One of the few degrees that we offer here.
Nick Slick, thank you for the 32 months. Says, good evening, gentlemen. What's up, chat? Hey, everyone say hi to Nick Slick. He said hi.
Hi, Nick Slick.
Anthony, thank you for the follow on Twitch. And Captain James Kirk a bit, which I normally don't read, but said this is a Dark Side of the Moon situation. Got it. Yes, that is what I was making a reference to when syncing the things up. Because I think it's when you hear the cash register. That's when Wizard of Oz supposedly kicks into color from black and white.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Or when that's when the yellow brick road, yeah.
Something like that.
Becomes yellow or whatever. Or
Not
colored
that
or whatever.
I've tried it in college
Yeah.
while doing other
Or that
things.
or that you remember doing it.
All right, we have 2 list casts. I didn't see what Thomas J. Hutchins was, and we'll do
I got
his second.
his.
Okay. But the first one that came in was from Miko. So, Miko, what is your list
Yeah.
cast? You already told us it, and I did zero preparation. I just want you to know ahead of time.
No, this was spurred by a recent purchase, but I have to know top 5 fast food desserts or treats. Because I have
Treats maybe opens it up. So, is a Frosty?
Yeah, I'll allow Frosties, McFlurries, things
Okay.
like that.
Do they
Okay.
have to be current or can they be retired?
I would prefer them to be current because I know which one you're thinking of.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
I have a strong indication that there's put it this way, there's two that would be on my list if we included past.
Yeah, it's actually not that. Now I know which one you think that I'm thinking of, but I was not thinking of that one. This one
Okay.
might still be around, so let me just do a little bit of research. Okay, we'll keep it current because let's talk about things that people can go out and treat themselves to right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, mine's still current. And just like criminally underrated.
Mm.
Jeremy knows what it is.
I don't know if I do or not. Oh no, I think I do.
Okay. I think I know Jeremy is number one.
You do. I've mentioned
Yeah.
it a couple times, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like 5% of people have had it.
hmm Oh, no, maybe I have a different number one. I do. Okay.
I need a list. I'm literally searching fast food desserts because I need
Reminders.
reminders. No, I ain't counting pizza cinnamon sticks. That doesn't count.
No.
Oh wait, I gotta see if this still exists. They still have this.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I want that. I'm not gonna like my list. I feel like I don't have. First of all, I don't order them very often.
Oh, you mean like you don't frequent that establishment? Ooh, I want that. I've never had that before.
I love this.
Was it the peach cobbler thing that something has that looks amazing? Because that's what I saw, and I'm like, I want that. I've never had it.
No, that did look good. Was it Jollibee?
It was Jollibee's.
Jollibee. No, you scroll down. Like I've never had a frosted lemonade from Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
Oh. A little overrated. It's not what you think it would be. Or at
Okay.
least it wasn't what I thought it would be when I first got it.
I think I don't know. I don't think I'm ready. I might be ready.
cinnamon twists are the only thing you'll order from Taco Bell, Tara? The only times I order cinnamon twists is when they come with a meal, and it's forced upon me.
And to be fair, like just to keep in mind, this is fast food. So
Yes.
has to have a drive-through or something of that
Yeah.
nature.
Nobody look at page 2 of the outline because that's where I'm putting my list.
I want to see if these still exist. And I think
I'm
I think there will be a little bit of contesting whether it even qualifies or not.
I'm sure I'm like forgetting something.
I mean, it's what happened when we did the pizza list cast. Like, it's the same thing.
Because like
Yeah, you
Even
don't
though I'm
pull out like
requesting
these
this-
places no one's ever heard of and be like, oh,
no, I
this is fast
all right,
food.
everywhere that everywhere I've named like is well known. I just don't know.
I don't care. I'm cheating. I don't think it exists anymore. I'm cheating. I don't care.
I don't
got my
get
list.
desserts often.
I don't either.
I don't get desserts often. So that's why like I feel like I'm going to be forgetting something. Oh, I did just remember one.
Okay, I'm ready for mine. I'm going to give mine. Or do we want
Okay.
all of ours to have and go each of our 5s, each of our 4s, each of our 3s? Or do you want everyone to...
No, because there might be overlap. So just
Okay,
do your 5. Do your 5. Start at 5.
we're going to start boring here with a Frosty at my number 5.
Okay.
Frosties.
But
Okay.
can you pick a flavor though?
I haven't really messed around with the Frosty flavor, so I'm an OG guy right now. Like I've had their strawberry one, I think I've had their vanilla one. I haven't tried like their mint. Like they had a Girl Scout cookies thin mint one, right, or something.
I think they did, but
Yeah.
that creamsicle one they had
Oh yeah.
was
Oh.
muy delicioso.
4's Oreo McFlurry. Again, classic. In general, like I think McDonald's soft serve ice cream is pretty good. Like maybe overly sweet, but pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
3 is the controversial one because it's a breakfast item, and I don't think they serve it anymore. But Cinny Minis from Burger King were amazing. And they did bring them back temporarily last year, according to my Google search. I did not see it on their breakfast menu now. I don't care. I'm cheating. They're warm. They got that icing you can dip it in. Oh, that is a dessert. Let's be clear. That's a dessert.
100%. You know that Taco Bell does the Cinnabon delights?
I have not had those.
Okay.
Those
Like
are
it,
good.
yeah, I was gonna say if you want to kind of, satisfy that.
Yeah. Okay. My number 2 is Culver's Concretes. I don't have a specific flavor that I'm loyal to, but I've gotten their salted caramel ice cream there, and it is great. Salted caramel, one of the most underrated flavors of anything. And then Ryan, what's my number 1?
Is it the Burger King Hershey's
Nope.
pie?
No, it is not. It is the caramel cheesecake bites from Del Taco.
Oh, from Del Taco. Dang it.
Oh.
So I thought it was the concrete mixer.
Mm,
And then when
no.
you said that was 2, I was like, oh, maybe it's another thing. Yeah, I haven't had these, but you swear by these all the time.
I learned to fall in love with these when I was living in LA. If there's only a few Del Tacos in Michigan that I'm aware of, go try their caramel cheesecake bites. They are incredible. I am a sucker for cheesecake. I'm a sucker for caramel. Fry that all up. It's like going to your little state fair in a drive-thru.
I still haven't tried them. I gotta try them.
Trust me.
All right, I can go. I can go next, Ryan, if you're still
Go
looking
for
at the
it.
list.
Go for it, man.
All right. So number 5 for me is the funnel cake fries from Checkers.
Okay.
Absolutely
I've
fantastic.
never had them. I'm still
Funnel
a
cake fries
Checkers
in
newbie.
general-
You are
Yeah,
a Checkers
funnel
newbie.
Funnel cake fries in general are just like one of my favorite like treats, and so the fact that I can actually get them from a fast food place is just chef's kiss. I had to change my number 4 because of you, Jeremy, because when you mentioned Culver's, it reminded me their like lemon chill, like
Ooh.
whatever, is so good. I get I get the lemon chill with strawberries and peach.
That's
So
a
good.
concrete? Like that's an ice cream flavor with mix-ins?
No, it's like a
something
sherbet,
different.
it's almost like a sherbet or like a, I don't know. You need a spoon to eat it, but it is like, because I don't really do ice cream like that. Like I'm not a huge ice cream person, but they have this where it's like a lemon ice type of deal. Super good. You get to pick your own like fruit.
Oh, lemon
addition.
ice. It's got its own category.
Yeah, so good.
Interesting.
Number 3, root beer floats from A&W.
Ooh, I
are-
love me a good root beer float.
It's a good answer.
Like honestly, from anywhere would be fine, but A&W, like we all know, A&W root beer floats just hit a little bit different. So that's my number 3. My number 2 used to be my number 1, but is now my number 2 is the Hershey pie. Like I will go there and order 3 of those for me. Like those are all mine. And then I will get like the kids 1 each, and then like I'll get like an extra one in case Kalila wants it, and if she doesn't, then I got 4 pies. Like it's a great time.
Do you have a whole pie then by the end of that? Like, can you put them all
Just
together?
put
Does
'em
it make a
together.
full pie?
Listen, I've done some things that are just, like I'll eat 2 pies in a setting, and like in one sitting, and then like that other pie or those other 2 pies, like that's breakfast the next day. Like I'm waking up.
It's waiting for you.
That used to be like a big treat of mine when I was a kid. I don't think I've had it in a very long time though.
Like I'll still sometimes like go to the grocery store and buy like the bigger pies. Actually, I won't even buy the big ones. I'll still buy like the individual boxed ones, just because like I don't need the whole pie. I want like the individual packaged ones, but like it's bad. And my new number 1, relatively recent, like a couple years ago, but like it dawned on me this past week because I had it. I'm like, this is the best fast food dessert that there is out there. It's the peach mango pie from Jollibee's.
Okay, it was what I just mentioned that I'm fascinated by.
It is so good. Like
Ooh,
it has the outer shell of like the empanada from Taco Bell.
Yep.
And then just like amazing peach mango flavor. Like great hot, great cold, genuinely does not matter. again, I do the same thing I do with the Hershey pies. I'm ordering like 4 or 5 of those just for me. Like my Jollibee orders be well over $50, and it's like because I ordered 5 pies.
I'm excited now. I don't know when I'm ever going to come across a Jollibee's next, but let me show it to the audience here if they're not hip to it like I'm not. But yeah, it looks like a caramel apple empanada with peach mango in it.
It is so good.
And honestly,
great crunch.
270 calories ain't that bad.
I don't even care.
Not a big deal.
Not even a little bit.
All right, number 5 for me is a Hershey pie from Burger King that we've already talked about. Like, they're still like super affordable, right? They're like around like $2.
I'm not gonna act like I actually care about the price. I'd be buying.
Yeah.
Look at Miko. I'm just paying for Twitch Prime or paying for. I just
Scrooge McDuck over here.
just jumping into his pile of Hershey pies.
Number 4 for me is the Oreo McFlurry from McDonald's. Already been covered. Number 3 specifically for me is the Wendy's Vanilla Frosty. Always readily available. It's just so darn good. 2 and 1 though have not been stated. 2 for me is the Royal New York Cheesecake Blizzard from
DQ.
From DQ.
Oh.
Yeah, like very very super fun. Essentially it's like has the cheesecake bites in it, but then they do like the strawberry and like the strawberry thing like down the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I see. Interesting.
do you see it?
Yeah.
And then you just get in that and you kind of, you stir it all up and it's a blast. I
might get that literally tonight.
Yeah, you probably
There's
should.
a DQ relatively close to me, and strawberry cheesecake is like a top 3 dessert for me.
Yeah, you should do it because
yeah.
you deserve
done
it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 1 for me is Portillo's Cake Shake.
I have never actually had one. I've never had dessert from Portillo's. They have amazing onion rings though. But
Portillo's Cake Shake is
Now I need
insane.
to see this too. Is it like a chocolate cake?
Yeah, like it's literally like they put chocolate cake in with vanilla ice cream and chocolate syrup, and then they just like blend it.
I feel like that's almost cheating fast food, but I'll allow it.
Whoa, no, Portillo's has a drive-through
But
yeah,
there's like
it does.
There's like 2 of them.
in Michigan.
I don't know.
Oh no, there's not many.
Wait, what is
in
this
Michigan.
lemon cake thing? Hold on.
Lemon strawberry lemon cake shake is what they're advertising right
Excuse
now.
me? What?
Let me go ahead and just pull up DoorDash really quick.
Where
sounds
do I see the other
amazing.
desserts and shakes?
Yeah, but the first time I ever had it was in Chicago.
It's almost has a full day's worth of calories.
Oh yeah,
1490.
dude, that thing is so thick too that you could have an aneurysm trying to go through a straw. Like you need to just that's like a spoon thing.
Yeah, I think the reason I've never gotten dessert from Portillo's is like the fact that they have like actual cake, and like for something about that just like makes me side eye it a little bit. Like, why do you have full cakes?
What is a strawberry shortcake?
I like when they just take the cake and they put it in the shake and then they blend it. How am I not myself? The DQ one feels more like cheating because no one goes there for food much really. That's a lie.
What? You get the chicken fingers basket?
Dude, their chicken strip basket that comes with the Texas toast, and you get gravy as dip.
Okay,
Like
so
yeah.
Screw what's its names?
Raisin Canes, yeah.
Screw Raisin Canes. Get your baskets from DQ.
Dude, and they're like way more affordable. And you can get a Blizzard at the same time.
It's true.
I don't know what kind of dessert Raisin Canes has, but I know it's not.
They probably don't have it.
Quality.
If they do, they probably didn't put sugar in it.
They don't. They accidentally put salt instead of sugar in it.
It's just like stevia. Like it's a dash of stevia.
That's why the chicken doesn't have any salt, because they accidentally put it in all their desserts.
Oh man, that's a good one though. Yeah, I
Sounds
have
like
not
I got a
had.
problem going to DQ for food. Sounds like you have a problem with having fun.
Your boy Maroc, thank you for the 37 months. Says, let's go. Let's go. Okay. You have Thomas J. Hutchinson's list cast? Should we save that or fire it off now?
Oh,
The
yeah.
barbecue one?
No, his was the about players training camp. Let me scroll back up because I had it and then I lost it. Top 5 dream scenario players to make the 53. Who are you rooting for the hardest, regardless of chances to actually make it? So, like, who are 5? Essentially, it sounds like
Gibbs.
5 roster bubble guys that you would like to see make the team.
Gotta play favorites?
Yeah, and this is a harder question for Jeremy because like he's just gonna pick people he likes.
People
This is
really
hard for me.
people got really mad at my, so I was doing like a Q&A on Twitter yesterday when the site was down because I'm losing my mind not being able to do anything. And someone asked me like top 5 lines of all time, and I said, just to be clear, this is my favorites. This isn't the best. And I had Stafford one, which I knew was going to ruffle some feathers, and I didn't do it to ruffle some feathers. He's the quarterback I grew up with, and I still have a soft place in my heart for him. And then I got some pushback on Lomas, and I'm just like, guys, you don't know Lomas. Lomas is like the sweetest person in the world, and you guys are stuck in the, well, he let Scott Mitchell get sacked. Nah, stop. One, I think he, like, didn't he even admit, like, he was kind of lying about that because he was on TV and didn't really know how TV worked a little bit? And
I don't entirely know because I don't care because Lomas is a sweetheart.
yeah.
I used to have interactions with Lomas every Sunday morning. And I'm not going to say at which Meijer, but there was a Meijer that he frequented that I worked at while I worked for Coca-Cola, and I saw him every Sunday morning. And after like 3 weeks, I was like, oh, he's just here all the time, like yucking it up with all the people in the dairy section and and behind the meat counter. And I'm like, he's the mayor. Like he's the mayor of wherever he goes.
That is a great way to explain him, because when he walks around, everyone says hi to him. He knows everybody. He's just like, honestly, the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
And maybe that has influenced my vote. And my response to that is I don't care. Like he's still part of the team. And so I think what he does from the end of his playing days to now counts in my calculation of favorite Lions players of all time.
That's fair. Lomas wouldn't make my list, but like,
I love Lomas.
I love Lomas. Great guy.
I forgot why I went on. Oh, because, okay. Top 5 roster bubble players. You want to make the list. You want to make the team.
Are we going based off of like them like being on the bubble watch currently? Because like
Thomas J. Hutchins said, I think Ryan summed that up well. Thanks. So
okay.
I guess anybody on the roster bubble is eligible, even though a guy like, I don't know, a guy like Dan Skipper and Ahmed Hassanin, I'm like, they're making the team. I might even take him off bubble watch.
Yeah.
Well, they're not off it now.
True. If you guys got some answers, go for it.
I'm almost done. I'm trying to figure out 5.
Fourier. We just mean on the current roster, right? Why are you guys throwing out Zach Follett? Oh, you guys are doing your own favorites of all time. I almost did include Delmas. I came very close. I feel like he was in my 5 spot, and I eventually backspaced him out.
Was DeAndre Levy on your list?
Oh, shit. I don't think he was. I wish I would have been able to cover him. I bet I would have liked him even more. Can you list cast my favorite employees, POD employees? If you want your channel points back, you can.
Wait, was that Miko's?
No. It's Austin
I'm
Mammoth.
just kidding. I have my 5.
Okay.
You want me to just
I
go?
got mine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number 5 for me would be Ian Kennelly, just because it's a cool story, like
Sure.
Grand Valley State.
Yep.
Might help get Matthew Jude on here. Who knows? Number
yeah.
4 for me would be, I don't know if he's technically on the bubble anymore, but like 4 would be Zach Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted Zach Cunningham to make the team.
I think
Okay.
I think he's still on the bubble.
Number 3, Netane Muti. Like when the Lions signed him last year, I was like, that's gonna be a sneaky guy. Like he might make the team and be guard depth, and then he got hurt. Which I guess it's funny that like the Lions still need guard depth, but he's like on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
But I'd like for him to make the team. Number 2 would be Kenny Yeboah.
You've been riding that one for a while.
I have.
You just want to be right. That's fine.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I get it.
That's why,
I've rooted for that.
Zach Cunningham's on my list. Number 1, Nate Lynn. I just want to
that's a
see
good one.
what Nate Lynn can do, like with like the first team defense, like in a regular season game.
He got a shout out from Brad Holmes today.
Oh, well, he did get a shout out from Brad Holmes. I also want to make that very clear to the powers that be that is not the monkey paw curling. I'm not hoping that Nate Lynn plays with the first team defense because of anything bad that happens. Like I'm like
Too late. You already put it out there.
no. Marcus
genie has
Davenport,
already.
I'm so sorry, Marcus Davenport. I did that. The unintended consequences. So yeah, that's my list.
All right, I got mine.
Okay.
5 is Kenny Yeboah. I've been kind of probably not as high on it as Ryan has been, but like when they signed him, I was like, I like his chances to make the roster. So I would love to see that kind of. I don't know. That'd be nice if that worked out. Number 4 is Nate Lynn for me. So kind of the same reasons. Like I kind of just want to see what he could do, like making this roster.
Nate Lynn's got like a sneaky like cult following right now, and I get it. Like he was so good in early training camp. What did he get? Like 1 or 2 preseason games last year. Then the injury happens, and like he was also one of the better guys out there on Thursday last week.
I want to say he got hurt in the Giants game, if I remember
The first
correctly.
one, it's very possible.
I think it was because I was like, oh damn! And then he has the 3 pressures in the first game against the Chargers, and it's
Right.
like, can this guy just like get by like one-on-ones? Like, is that what's happening? Because like that could be useful in the regular season.
Yeah, just give us another James Houston down the stretch.
Is James Houston on your list, Miko?
No, not at all. But my next 3 are probably cheating, but they're currently on the roster bubble. But like,
That's
I
fine.
just want them to make the team. Number 3 is Rocky Sin. Like, I was a huge Rocky Sin fan when he came out of Temple, and like so desperately wanted the Lions to draft him. So like, I just need him to stay healthy so he can make the roster, because I would love, not that I would love to see him play, because if he's playing, that means somebody is hurt. But I think this could be a place where Rocky Sin could probably like solidify his career in terms of like being a solid depth player for the Lions. And I think he just fits culture wise and play style wise.
Agreed.
Number 2 is Keith Cooper. I so desperately want the hype like around him and like the narrative around him to actually turn into something. Like, kid has the measurables. He seems to have the versatility to be able to play across that D line. Like, I don't need him to be a star, but if you can develop into like a John Kaminsky type player, like I would be happy as a Lions fan. And then number 1, again, Jeremy, you said it, probably a lock to make the roster at this point, but it's Ahmed Hassanin. Like, it's not even so much him making the roster. Like, I want him to make the roster and be active on game days. Like I want him to actually be getting snaps because I just however we can speed up his development, like I just want to do that.
Yeah.
You want your Portillo's cake, shake, and eat it too, huh?
Absolutely. Eat it, drink it, however.
All right. I'll go with 5 in no particular order as well. Ian Kennelly's on my list too. Kind of for all the reasons Ryan said, like local guy. You can tell the effort is there, and yeah, I'm a sucker for a guy with high efforts. I thought he was kind of a long shot and maybe had a little bit too much of a cult following before, but with the Dan Jackson injury, like there's a shot now. For sure. There's a spot in the roster. I'm also going to cheat with Rock Ya-Sin because I also like that story. You know, we tend to focus on like the young long shots, but I like the guy who's been with 5 teams in 5 different in the last 5 years, finding a home, finding a team that I think fits his style of play really well.
I just don't like when it's working the other way with the Minnesota Vikings.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Is that a Jeff Okuda tweet?
It was. It was. Like I really hope it works out for Jeff Okuda. I'm really rooting for him. I just hate that it's Minnesota Vikings.
After he gets cut by Minnesota and signed somewhere else. I agree.
I was gonna say,
Perfect.
let's. That's how I want to phrase this. I want Jeff to have a very successful career anywhere that's not in this division.
Yeah, and again, not taking any shots at Jeff Okuda because I'd be the last person who would ever do that for history reasons. But I will just throw the question out there: does Jeff Okuda look so great just because of what else they have at cornerback over in Minnesota?
It's very possible. Also, Justin Jefferson not practicing, to be clear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, remember, Jeff Okuda had him locked up.
That's right. For one game.
In 2022.
Where he had safety help all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Hendon Hooker. Like, and I want him to earn it. Like, I want him to have earned it. I want him to make the team and have earned it. Because, I mean, for obvious reason, right? Like, there's a lot of anxiety right now about the backup quarterback position.
How surprising was it that Teddy Bridgewater signed with the Buccaneers?
Not really surprising.
I think a lot of people assume that proximity played a big reason for him picking a Florida team.
That's kind of like what I chalked it up to. Like once I saw it, I was like, that checks out. Like if he still wants to play, but he's just like, I wouldn't be close to home. Like, yeah, go play in Tampa.
It's just if he was willing to keep playing, if I was the Lions, I would have been like, just please stay here. Like, what can we do? What can we do to like sweeten the offer? Like more money? Like,
and then have to endure even more like Hendon Hooker's on the way out tweets from people.
Well,
I'm going to run diametrically opposed from both of you and say Zach Horton. He's my guy.
Horton here's a who.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for tight end / fullbacks. What can I say?
That are number 40.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Who was the guy last year that I was all into? I can't remember his name. And then I asked a question to the tight ends coach about him, and they cut him after the press conference was over.
Man, what was his name? I'll get his name. I remember liking him a lot too.
Yeah. That to me that's remains one of the funniest media interactions I've had with a coach, where he had to have known, right? When I was asking that question that player had just been cut, but it hadn't been made public. So he had to give me a 30-second answer on a guy that was
Parker Hesse.
Parker Hesse.
Yeah.
He didn't hit you with a he's in the room? Nope.
He did not was it Marvin Mimsum?
What's Marvin Mims' story? I don't
Denzel Mims. Remember Denzel Mims?
Yeah.
Marvin Mims is another wide receiver.
And then my last one is Jake Bates. Kidding. I'm kidding. Relax. Kidding. Not. I'm gonna go way off the board here and say Jacob Sailors, and this is mostly selfish. One, I don't think he's gonna make the team, but I like the story. I met the kid briefly on Monday. because I have the connection with Kyle Caskey. I talked to Caskey about him. He said, super nice player, whatever, blah, 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 blah. This is what he offers. And then I went up to him and I was like, hey, man, just so you know, like, I know your coach, Caskey. He said, like, really, really nice things about you. And, like, he stopped and talked to me for a couple minutes, and we just kind of, off the record stuff where we're just kind of getting to know each other. He asked my name, which I always, like, anytime a player does that, I usually am good about introducing myself and saying, hey, I'm Jeremy from blah, blah, blah. I'd totally forgotten. And he's like, oh, so what's your name? I view that as very mature of a player to do something like that.
Yeah,
because a lot of people look at the media as the enemy, and I don't blame them for any of that. They don't, it's an obligation, not something that they have any interest in doing. But Sailors, like I said, he took the time to stop and talk with me. And mind you, he had actually just gotten out of a scrum, which is odd in and of itself that there was a Jacob Sailors scrum. No offense to him. I'm sure he would have said he was as surprised by it as anyone. But I'm always, especially if it's like a 10-minute scrum, you're talking to 20 different people. I never want to bother someone and say, hey, can you talk to me for another 5 minutes? So my intention was just to introduce myself, mention the Caskey connection, and go. And he stopped and chatted for a while. So now I got an emotional connection to the guy. Get him to make the practice squad.
I dig it.
I don't want him to make the 53, to be clear, because that would mean that someone got injured. But I want him on the practice squad.
Fair.
All right. List casts done. I think it's time to get into the show. Unless you want to finish researching whatever you're researching over there. Or you're ordering dinner.
I just had a poll question real quick.
Okay.
I'm putting it to Twitch chat. Just 1 second.
By the way, there is a smelling salts update.
Is it back in the league?
ESPN has obtained a message the NFLPA sent to players Wednesday night clarifying that the league's ban on smelling salts only applies to clubs providing it to players, meaning bring your own smelling salts. It's pretty stupid.
I was gonna say, what's the point of what's the point of the mandate then? Well, George Kittle gets what he wants. White privilege at its finest. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Today I learned that you can't put Hendon Hooker as an option in the poll on Twitch chat because it doesn't meet content guidelines. That's what I learned today.
I've done that before, I think, with him in particular, and found that exact same thing out. Hendon H, baby.
It's split right now. The current poll is who would you rather have as the Lions' backup quarterback? They were both drafted in the 3rd round, I'm just saying.
Oh, that's the options.
those are the options. This is ridiculous. There's a bunch of homers in the chat.
You're calling them homers. I don't even see it. Why can't I see it?
Yeah, Detroit, knock it off.
Oh, there it is.
So we're gonna treat this like an actual election and like not talk about who we voted for, or can we like?
There, it is literally 50-50 right now.
Or is this a safe space?
It is a safe space, but also like there might be repercussions.
I voted for Hendon. I just want it to work out, like in the same way that like Jeremy kind of was like, I just want him to earn it. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
I want Chris back.
But
I'm just
kidding. You can't pull that card.
I love Malik Willis though. Like the most random, like, hey, I would take, like I was all over the place in that draft where it was like, I'd be fine with Malik at 2. I'd be cool with Kyle Hamilton at 2. Like I was.
Well, the Lions were still at that point in their rebuild too, where it was like, you could really pick any position. Like any position could stand to be improved.
Yeah.
I just find it super interesting that Malik Willis is younger than Hendon Hooker by a year.
Yeah,
And actual has like productive NFL snaps.
I was going to say like that's what Malik has in his favor. Like if it was an actual like option to get him, like that's the thing that you would be like, oh, well, he has actual production and he's shown growth and development.
Yeah, I mean he's better than Jordan Love.
Has he shown growth and development? Are we sure?
I don't know.
Or are we just saying this?
Guys, what
know.
are we doing right now?
The Packers offense is like
I guess my question should have been, who would you feel more comfortable if it was week 5 and a quarterback had to step into the game? Hendon Hooker or Malik Willis?
That's a different. Yes, that is.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a different question, but not a different question because it's like
Malik
the backup
has not even thrown 20 passes in a game.
How many passes has he thrown in his NFL career, though? He has, but
neither has Hendon though. Like,
I'm sorry, he did once with the Titans, and he went 14 of 23 for 99 yards and 2 interceptions.
Not bad. Not bad.
That is bad.
No.
It started okay, and then it like the 2 interceptions.
4.3 yards per attempt.
Couple guys got in the way.
34.5 passer rating.
How did he do last year in Green Bay?
Like he handed the ball off a ton.
40 of 54 for a 74.1 completion percentage. 550 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Huh. A quarterback rating of 124.8. Huh.
8 sacks and 2 starts.
Okay, but I think 3 of them were in the first game. Remember, he had to step in that Sao Paulo, Brazil game, and he got sacked like 3 times.
I would change my answer though. If you had phrased the question like, "Hey, week 5," because like if we're just talking about who I would like to be the Lions, like I would like to see Hendon Hooker continue to develop. But if you were like, "Hey, the Lions need to win this game," who would you feel more comfortable with? Like I would say Malik Willis.
Imagine if they just did like a 1-for-1 trade.
Do you know how that would probably be like
we'd have to do an emergency podcast. We would.
Yeah, it'd be a top 3 Lions moment for me.
Oh, for you personally?
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't. Like, me and Jeremy don't even come on screen for like the first 10 minutes of that podcast. It's just you gloating.
It's just this. Like I'm just turning it off.
I would prepare a very long monologue.
Shirt on or off?
I'm at a school, so like I have to keep it on. But like, fair. You know what I mean? Like if I wasn't recording at a school,
we wouldn't be able to air this on Twitch.
It'd be hard. We would have to categorize it as like a hot tub stream.
It'd be the first and only time that you would find out that Pride Detroit is streaming from OnlyFans.
Suddenly we're a thirst trap.
It's just a blur of Ryan running back and forth.
It needs to be pixelated though. Like that would be the thing though.
True.
Actually,
I like the Arrested Development blue dots. Can we do that instead?
There you go. I was gonna say I'm just gonna buy whatever. What's his name? Party Man from
Party Boy
from Party Boy
Jackass.
From Jackass. Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. Emotionally, the shirt would be off. That's right.
Yeah. Alas, how much longer does he have on his contract? It's got to be coming up. So it's 22, 23, 24. Last year.
Is he even still on his rookie contract, or did he get cut at some point?
He got traded.
Right. So I guess
he did get traded.
I guess the contract stays intact then.
3 or 4. Guys, if Hendon Hooker doesn't work out, my column.
I mean, There's worse quarterbacks that you could go after. I think someone like I don't know.
How dare you?
Malik Willis feels like the quarterback though that like someone would be like some poor franchise is gonna be like we're gonna attach our horse to Malik Willis because we seen him start back in 2024 for the Packers and we believe we can unlock that potential.
I'm gonna say something that's going to offend Ryan, but I need him to hear it. His obsession with Malik Willis is on par with Tim Tebow mania.
I feel like that's like a comparison to Skip Bayless at Jace, which I'm a little bit offended about.
I was gonna say if that's the parallel that you're connecting, I would
But
say Ryan's
you're less serious about it. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes I wonder, but I think you're less serious about it.
After last year, I'm getting less,
Unserious.
unserious about it. I'm getting a little bit more serious about it because I'm not really entirely joking when I say that he's better than Jordan Love.
That's cult personality right there.
I don't
ridiculous.
know if that's just like
your Jordan Love hate is also
bonus.
a little bit exaggerated.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's just him praising Malik Willis that much or if he just truly just knows that Jordan Love just ain't it.
Both can be true, guys. Both can be true. And that's why Matt LaFleur should be fired.
No. I'm cool with him staying the coach there, honestly.
I guess I kind of am too, It's a real Matt Nagy situation.
I just want to continue to see him go back and forth with fans every time he comes here.
I forgot about that.
That needs to become a yearly if he's as long as he's the coach.
A Lions fan has to sacrifice his tickets for life just to.
I mean, you don't gotta get nearly as personal, but as close. But from the stands, that man has shown a weak ego. Attack that.
You're not wrong, honestly. The people who pay for the tickets right behind the bench, we need to get in contact with them and be like, hey, you need to focus all your energy on this guy. 100% of your energy. And don't cross a line,
right?
But just get in the dude's head.
It's going to be tough to see him over there on the sideline.
Over the other players.
But he'll hear you and he'll make himself seen.
What'd you say about me? Jeremy, you're not going to be able to go to DQ unless we start the podcast back up.
Okay, you're right. It's probably already closed. Nah, it can't be, right?
I think mine is open kind of late. I'm not going to dox myself, but.
And I'm really thinking about ordering that lemon cake thing because that looks really good.
Is that the Portillo's?
Yeah.
Mine's open till 10, Jeremy.
I got one at 9:30 and one at 1:45. That can't be right.
1:45 is a random
pre-COVID numbers?
Yeah, yeah.
That's wild if that's true. All right, yeah, let's get back into it. Let's talk some defense.
And welcome back to the Pride of Detroit PODcast segment 2 here, where we are going to be focusing in on the Lions defense going into their preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons. Guys, there are a number of players on the defense that some had really good performances. There's a couple of position groups that maybe struggled a little bit, but again, another preseason game, another opportunity for everyone to make a really strong impression. Jeremy, let's start off with the edge position where Ahmed Hassanin was probably one of the standouts from that group that really, showed a lot of the things that had fans excited about him getting drafted. How confident are you that he can build on that first game? And is there anyone else from that group that you're kind of locked in on to see if they can kind of challenge him or at least match that effort at the very least?
Yeah, no, I'm relatively confident. It's not like he's shining every single day in training camp or anything like that. But again, when you talk about the game that Ahmed Hassanin had last week, it was everything that Dan Campbell was looking for, where it was disciplined play, where he wasn't playing out of his holes. He was being smart in the run play. It wasn't him just running past the quarterback and picking up sacks like that. It it showed to me a high level of taking coaching to the next level. And so if he's already reached that there mentally, I think he can replicate that kind of performance. And so I am excited to see him kind of continue that. And listen, the one thing about training camp that is frustrating is that you have to trust your live eyes and you don't get a second chance. And so a lot of, like, maybe he's displaying those sort of things daily, but those are things that you really only pick up on a rewatch or a replay. And so as long as he can continue to do that, I'm going to feel a lot more confident about his ability to stay on the roster, make the roster, and maybe even contribute his rookie season. Because, I don't know, you think of a guy like James Houston, kind of drafted in the same area. He was all those things that Dan Campbell didn't want to see, right? He's playing a little bit out of control. He's running past the quarterback. He's not staying disciplined to his lanes. That, like, I already feel like Hassanin is on a way better track than James Houston. And I hope that continues. As far as other guys in that group, I don't know, Ryan, you were talking a little bit about in the break how you were excited about, seeing some more Nate Lynn after a pretty good preseason game himself.
Yeah, Nate Lynn is a name that I really want to see more out of in this preseason game too. Real quick, to put a button on the Ahmed Hassanin talk, though, Brad Holmes mentioned him today, and something that you can trust with your live eyes, Jeremy, is something that I think Brad Holmes did to characterize Ahmed, which is like he plays at 1,000 miles an hour, and we love that, right? Like 1,000 miles an hour, not in the sense of recklessness, but like max effort all the time. Right.
And that's the perfect thing, because sometimes the max effort, the 100 miles per hour comes with the lack of discipline, but he's got that nice marriage going right now.
Yeah. And it's a coachable thing, right? Yep. Where it's like, understand that you're a dog chasing cars, but ready to be coached. Right. So that's the difference there with Hassanin. With Nate Lynn, I just think that he has some of the pass rushing juice that this team could benefit from week 12, week 13, later in the season when maybe you're getting towards, some time where you might be dealing with injuries. You might need some guys to step in. To me, Miko, like you see a guy who's getting opportunities in the preseason and converting them to pressures. If this guy can, have another 3-4 pressure game where he actually gets to the quarterback, maybe a quarterback hit or even a sack or something, I think that's enough to say, is this a guy that we need to work into our number count at the edge position?
I think not even just that. If Nate Lynn, along with Ahmed Hassanin, continue their upward trend and their continued production like this offseason, does it put a question of like how much you really need as Darius Smith to kind of come back? Someone else that Brad Holmes kind of talked about today. And obviously Lions fans have been kind of on Darius Smith watch for most of this offseason in terms of like the Lions staying in contact with him and what a potential deal could happen there. But this team does still need to get younger in a number of different areas. And if you have that youth that is showing growth and improvement, Jeremy, I think it could make the question of a Zadarius Smith at least like really like a true decision that the Lions, brass has to make in terms of like, do we need to make that type of investment financially in a guy that clearly wants some sort of like quality payday?
Yeah. I mean, and then the question becomes like, okay, we also need to win this year, but you're right to point out like the longevity of that spot opposite Aiden Hutchinson is not at all figured out at this point, right? Like even if Davenport works out this year, he's nearing 30 if he's not 30 already. And certainly, as a Darius Smith option is not getting younger at the position. And so like, yeah, there needs to be an investment in youth there. The question is, can Lynn make it to the practice squad? Can Uku make it to the practice squad? Can you get another year of development from those guys before they become a rotational guy? How high is Ahmed Hassanin's ceiling? It's a tricky balance. And I think maybe one thing that could work in their favor is Josh Paschal, right? We still don't really know what the fate for him is when it comes to does he come off the NFI or PUP or whichever one he's on and make it onto the initial 53, or do they say, you know what, we like the guys, we like a guy like Nate Lynn, we feel confident that he can carry us through that first month of the season as edge 4, edge 5. So Paschal, why don't you take all the time you need to get ready by staying on the NFI and PUP for the first 4 weeks of the season? I think if the depth plays good enough in these preseason games, I think you could work your way into that logic. I would personally like to see Paschal out there as soon as possible, But if you get enough confidence in those depth guys in these preseason games, in the joint practices, in training camp, like it could change, how you decide to build that roster in week 1.
It's interesting, the Zadarius Smith stuff to me, in the sense that, it wasn't too long ago that we heard the name Matthew Judon pop up as well as, a player that the Lions had dialogue with. It's the idea that the Lions are still looking, right? But I think what's happening in these preseason games, to your point, Jeremy, is like Nate Lynn's 23 years old. Like Ahmed Hassanin is a young guy too. Like if they can find something in-house that they can cultivate and that they can turn into something, I mean, that's the ideal scenario to me, Miko, that one of these guys has such a strong showing that, you know what, I'm going to read into Brad Holmes' comments a little bit more about like it takes like 2 people to come to an agreement, right? And like the thing that was interesting about his comments today were, well, the team has expectations and Zadarius has expectations, and we need to find a way to kind of like meld those together, right? I can kind of read between the lines of what that means. If they find it in-house, though, that's the ideal scenario for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and I think another thing to keep in mind, like you're talking about, I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about, like, if you're talking about reading between the lines, like, is that just a financial thing? But I think there's also like a playing time.
I think it's a playing time thing. Like it really is, because there's Marcus Davenport. Like I think the Lions would 100% rather have Marcus Davenport, if healthy, playing every snap opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. He's exactly what they want.
I mean, and to that point, Marcus Davenport is younger, 28 years old at this point right now. So it's like he does kind of, if he can stay healthy, he can also give you that little bit of a buffer for a guy like Ahmed Hassanin or Nate Lynn or Isaac Luku or any of those guys to continue to develop, and you still have potentially some years of production from Marcus Davenport, again, barring that he stays healthy. But Jeremy, we also get some news when you start to shift over to the interior of that defensive line. And in the first segment, we talked about Tate Ratledge possibly getting some run in this preseason game. Tyleik Williams might also potentially get some run in his first game. And between those 2 rookies, I know I would like to see Tate. I almost feel like I need to see Tyleik Williams.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have a good reason why, other than just like I want to see the pass rushing ability from him as a 3-tech, really, more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that's it's a little bit tough to follow him in training camp practice, again, with the naked eye, where you're following defensive line play interior, where you have to kind of look over guys, and sometimes they get muddled in the middle and you don't see. So like actually having some all 22 tape on him would definitely be awesome, and I'm for it. And honestly, like of the 2 players, I think he might need it a little bit more. And that's not, I'm not trying to hate on the guy or anything like that, but I think it's been a little bit more up and down for him, which is understandable. Like he's in an entirely different system. He's being asked to do some different things. Like I know he played plenty of a 3-tech at Ohio State, but asking to 2-gap a lot, asking to kind of reel in some of the pass rush stuff, but also unleash some of the stuff that they didn't even really ask him to do at Ohio State. So I think there's been a bigger learning curve for him, but everyone raves about the guy's smarts. And so I don't expect the bumps and bruises to last particularly long. And unlike Tate, like the chemistry on the defensive line doesn't matter as much. It matters, obviously. There's a certain sort of tandem that you need to have and trust that you need to have in the people to your left and the right. But with so much more rotation on the defensive line, I think it's less important that he reps with the players that he's going to be playing with in week 1, rather than just getting some reps, just hitting some offensive linemen and hopefully making a tackle or 2.
So to be selfish, I think I kind of have my answer, but like if you could only see one of the 2 on Friday, is it Tyleik Williams for you, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's not even close. I'm with Miko. I would love to see him. Whereas I'm like, Tate, you can take the night off if you want. I don't care.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I think, again, you look at the rest of that interior defensive line, there's obviously, it's going to probably be Broderick Martin is another name that like everybody's going to be like, okay, Broderick, like you have another opportunity to possibly shine. The Lions did release Raekwon Williams, this past week. So it's one less interior defensive lineman. And I think it's an opportunity. I guess that's the easiest way I can say it.
If he practices though, but like he's missed the last 2 practices, Miko, and we don't even know why. So like he like, you're right that this is a huge opportunity for him, but it's looking like he might lose it. And it just feels like nothing's going right for that guy right now, and it's a bummer because, I was almost a little bit surprised to see them cut Tyleek, but I think you could have read that as good news for Broderick, right? That is
to cut who?
Raekwon. Sorry, Raekwon, not Tyleek.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm not breaking news, guys.
Yeah.
The worst Raekwon. Thank you. Yeah, like that could have been interpreted as okay, Broderick, like that's one less body to compete with. Go out there and play, and all of a sudden he's just not at practice. So I don't know. That could be a personal thing too. We don't have any information on that, but for his sake, I sure hope he's out there because you're right. It would be a massive opportunity for him. He only got 10 snaps in the first preseason game.
It was a handful. It wasn't as many as I was assuming he was going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Linebackers, I mean, outside of Grant Stewart possibly returning more kicks, which is, again, something that I personally want to see. Anything else that you guys think that, like, when you look at that possible linebacker 6 role, anyone that really needs to kind of stand out from the crowd, going into this Atlanta game?
All of them?
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as, like, guys who are, like, going to actually maybe play defense on this team, like, Trevor Nowatzki got a lot of run.
Yeah.
But I also, like, think back to last year, and, like, Trevor Nowatzki was very much we need a guy. Like, and we're going to go in-house here with a guy who, had an opportunity to play a little bit of Sam linebacker. And it wasn't all great with Trevor Nowatzki, but there was some good stuff. There was a Sam Darnold sack. There was, was it the interception too?
I think he did get an interception, yeah. And one that was just kind of like thrown to him after pressure.
Yeah, so like there's just a lot of interesting names in the mix that Anthony Pittman is one to me, Jeremy, where that's a guy who obviously has a relationship going way, way back to the beginning of this regime, leaves, goes to Jacksonville, ends up, coming back to Detroit last year out of necessity for bodies, but it's the age-old question of how many special teams guys can you keep?
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's why, like, when you're talking about the linebacker 6 job, and to be clear, I have Campbell, Anzalone, Barnes, Grant Stewart, and Zach Cunningham as 1 through 5. When you talk about that 6 job, I do kind of think Nowatzki has a pretty firm grasp on it right now, and it's because he's the only backup Sam. Like, I don't even know who they else will trot out there behind Derek Barnes. It's because, when they lost him in waivers last year, they kind of freaked out about it. Like, they were like, man, we really wanted that guy back. We were hoping he'd slide through waivers. And so at the first opportunity they got to bring him back, they did. But I don't think he played particularly well in the preseason game. I also really didn't like what Pittman did in the preseason game. I know he had 2 tackles for loss, but there were a lot of missed tackles. There were a lot of missed assignments there. So I think Nowatzki is kind of my LB6 by default because there's no one else that can do exactly what you can do. But I could be like, if any of those guys started standing out defensively or even on special teams, like go out there and make a play. Special teams was awful last week. Someone out there go make a play, and maybe I'll change my mind there because, I mean, in all honesty, that LB6 spot is probably mostly for special teams, but I need someone to go out there and win it.
It was Mason Rudolph in the Titans game that Trevor Nowatzki picked off.
Gota.
Put that
you
one
said
up
Mason
on your
Rudolph,
mantle.
and I started thinking about that Pittsburgh game.
No, not the Pittsburgh game. Stop. Nope.
But I think you make a good point, Jeremy, about Nowatzki. Like, that was one guy that I think going into the last preseason game, I was kind of expecting him to flash a little bit more, and it was not good in a lot of situations. So I think, like you said, it's a situation where it feels like he probably has a firm grasp on that spot, but there's still a lot more he can do to kind of solidify it and maybe take a firm grasp of it. Sliding over to the cornerback spot, where we're going to see a lot of backups and a lot of guys probably playing a number of different roles in this secondary. I think at the top of that list for me, Ryan, like another good performance out of Rock Ya-Sin would be great. And I don't think I need to see a lot of Rock Ya-Sin, like 1 or 2 series, and then like get him off the field, please.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a Craig Reynolds situation to me. I think, like, just take care of that guy because the Lions will inevitably need him at some point. I mean, what about my favorite former GLIAC defensive back of the year, Jeremy? Nick Whiteside.
I mean, he got a little play with the ones today. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a dire situation in terms of, because you have Rakusin repping a lot at safety, because you have Amik at nickel. Although they did have a lot of Amik on the outside today, and then just kind of like kicked him inside when they went into a nickel package. It's an opportunity. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, I'll pull the Dan Campbell out there again. Like, this is a great opportunity for him, for DJ Miller, for Tyson Russell, who also got some work with the ones. DiCaprio Boodle has been getting a high amount of work with the ones ever since the Ennis Rakestraw injury. Those guys are probably not fighting for a 53-man spot. If we're being completely honest, they're probably fighting for a spot on the practice squad, but that matters, right? Like, I feel like we have to underscore at the beginning of the year, every year, just how much the Lions use their practice squad. Not everyone is going to get an opportunity, but Dan calls it the 69-man roster for a reason, because every single year it seems like there's at least one position where they dig into several guys. And given this team's history, it very well could be corner. So these guys might not be battling for 53-man roster jobs, but they're fighting for 69-man roster jobs, which can be just as important for guys that, are either in the UFL or have been on practice squads or been between teams each year. So it's a big game if you care about that sort of stuff. And I understand maybe the layman's Lions fan probably doesn't care about corner 6, corner 7, but these are real people fighting for real jobs, and Friday night could make all the difference.
They eventually could end up on a starting defense near you.
Yeah.
Right, Miko? And I think going to the safety position, that's where you start to kind of blur those lines between cornerback and safety, because, all of us had Dan Jackson as being in, right? So, like, now that Dan Jackson is out, unfortunately, what kind of guy are they going to prioritize there? Like, is it going to be another safety that's going to need to step up? Is it Maurice Norris? Is it Lauren Strickland? Is it Ian Kennelly? Or is it kind of telling that they're having Rock Ya-Sin take some snaps at safety to be like, okay, like, if this guy is also comfortable playing safety, can we keep an extra cornerback? I don't know. I think that's the interesting thing that I'm looking at, Miko, going into the preseason game here against the Falcons, is how the defensive back group kind of shakes itself out, where guys line up.
Yeah, and I would almost venture to say, like, Rock Ya-Sin getting more play at safety, or at least them experimenting with him at safety, has more to say with Rock Ya-Sin's play than it maybe even has to do with anything with the other safeties. It's just like, hey, this guy is playing really well. We just want to see if there's other ways that we can get him on the field. If there's other ways that we can make sure that, like, if he stays on the 53-man roster, it's more than just at outside corner, that we can actually utilize him in other aspects of this defense. But to that point about Dan Jackson, I mean, going on IR and what type of opportunity that opens up for Maurice Norris or a Lauren Strickland or an Ian Kennelly, like, yeah, the competition gets really heated at this point, and everybody has an opportunity to stand out in the same way that I think the linebackers do, where it's like, if you can make plays defensively, great, because that'll absolutely solidify your value. But at the very least, you got to go out here and do some stuff on special teams, whether it's out as a gunner, whether it's out on kick return, like whatever the case might be. You gotta show up in some capacity, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, no question. Like I said, I don't think the special teams were particularly good last game, so hopefully that lights a fire under some of these guys, because you're talking about, if you count Rock Ya-Sin, you're talking about safety 4, and that's probably the only spot that's going to be on the 53-man roster. I don't know if they'll carry a 5th, and that 4th guy is probably going to be active on game day, which means you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to be out there and contribute in some way, and so in a lot of ways that's probably going to be special teams. And I think, just the way that the team has been repping, Strickland feels like the leader in the clubhouse right now, but I think we're all mild to big fans of Ian Kennelly. Maurice Norris, to me, flashed earlier in the preseason, so and he's been with the team for a year, so he kind of has a leg up on the defense a little bit. But his I would say his stock has plateaued a little bit in camp, and so a big way to get back onto the stock up is to do it in a game. So I think all three of those guys have a pretty high importance put on this game, because it like the cornerbacks, like while the guys in the cornerback room are fighting for a spot on the practice squad, I think those 3 guys are probably fighting for a spot on the 53.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing, at least for me, whenever I think about the safety position specifically, is in my mind, like it's somewhat similar to the quarterback position, where it's like it's not necessarily like who's making the biggest hits, who's necessarily creating turnovers, but like can you be in the right place at the right time? Can you read what is happening in front of you? So that way you stand out well in that capacity on tape when you start going through these all 22,
So you don't have to
replays.
suplex a guy, is what you're saying.
I mean, it gets me
It doesn't
excited.
hurt. It doesn't hurt, right?
Right. Now, I feel like you might get a letter from the front office if you keep like doing it every single game in the preseason. Like they might try to be like, "Hey, why is this dude getting football mixed with WWE?" But that's a conversation for an entirely different day. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much everything that we had to go through leading into the Lions' next preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons. It's an interesting time of season, at least an interesting time in the off season, right? Not quite the realest form of football. We're still talking about seeing, third, fourth string guys, maybe a couple second string guys in the mix here, but it's still a great opportunity to evaluate the talent. And I mean, obviously at this point, you're really just hoping that guys can get through the game, be healthy, and put some good things on tape so that we at least have something a little bit more exciting to talk about on the next podcast.
Yeah, score a second touchdown. And yeah, don't get injured while you're doing it.
And give up less.
That's fine. Yeah,
Please.
that'd be nice too.
Yeah. All I'm asking for is at least one Hendon Hooker, scoring drive. It doesn't
Sure.
even have to be a touchdown. Like, get Jake Bates out there.
I don't know if that's going to move the needle much if Jake Bates goes out there and kicks a 60-yard field goal, and that's the only drive they score on.
I just wanted to get Jake Bates into the podcast. I feel like we've neglected Jake Bates enough last couple weeks, Ryan, and so I feel like every once in a while we just got to kind of mention him just in passing.
I intentionally left Jake Bates out of our last conversation because I knew it would be an opportunity for Jeremy to talk about the kickoff mishap that happened in the preseason game.
You can't see it, but I'm giving the Arthur fist right now, just off screen.
All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much going to do it for the podcast. Jeremy, once again, I think you have a very special announcement that you want to make the viewers aware of, though.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week or the week before. We got a bowling kind of a charity event happening this upcoming Sunday. So that is Sunday, August 10th at Oak Lanes in Westland, Michigan, from 1:30 to 5 p.m. We are doing a charity drive where all proceeds go to help out Alex Reno's brother and his wife. They are dealing with a terrible disease for their daughter, Izzy, a 4-year-old who's dealing with an NGLY1 deficiency, basically meaning that they have an inability to process certain proteins, and it involves a lot of like very complicated, very sad side effects. So if you want to come meet some of the POD staff that I know is going to be there, it's $35 to just get in the door, which gets you 2 games of bowling, a shoe rental, pizza, and pop. They're also selling raffle tickets for these baskets that I mentioned last time, which include a bunch of cool prizes, gift certificates. There's like a sports one that includes a Steve Young signed photo. Lots of really cool opportunities to win some prizes, have a good time playing bowling, and meet some cool people. So again, that's Sunday, August 10th at Oak Lanes in Westland, Michigan from 1:30 to 5 p.m. You can just pay at the door, or if you want to just donate, maybe you're out of town, you can donate to Izzy Reno at Izzy Reno. That's IZZYRENO on Venmo. They'll take direct donations there as well.
So yeah, that's a great opportunity. It's one of the things that I love that we do here at Pride of Detroit. Obviously, it's not November, so we're not quite yet ready to do our Movember charity drives, but just the simple fact of being able to support one of our own in a special way like this. So like Jeremy said, if you guys are available or if you just want to donate, you have your ways of doing that. And yeah, we hope to see some of you there on Sunday. Don't be shy either.
Yeah.
Feel free to talk
at the very
ask us
least,
questions.
I'm telling you I'm going to be there. $35 to yell in my face about Jake Bates. Who wouldn't
That's
take that
fair.
offer? $35 to charity too. That's a win-win.
And it's at a bowling alley. So there's probably going to be mozzarella sticks. So you can probably just if you get really annoyed with Jeremy, you can just throw those at him too. So there's so many
I'll allow
benefits to this.
Jeremy will do anything for charity, is what I'm hearing here.
I think he's also proven that, but over the last few Movember streams, that there's very few things that Jeremy won't do for the betterment of other people.
Yeah, I'll believe that once he shaves his head.
If that's my reputation when I go out, I'll die a happy man.
There you go.
To be fair, Ryan, I don't know if you can throw stones when you haven't eaten that bowl of cereal yet. So.
End the podcast, Miko.
All right, guys, we appreciate you taking the time to watch and listen. Once again, I'm your host, Miko, joined by Jeremy, Ryan, and we will see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Recording stopped.
Oh, let me get to 2 alerts here, and then we can do our dismount here. California Lions, they give the 24-month subscribe. That's 2 years on Twitch. Says, let's talk special teams, first-round running backs, and black jerseys. Okay. Now you're trying to hurt me. You know what? You can talk to me about all 3 of those things at Oak Lanes on Sunday.
In Westland,
at 1
Michigan.
p.m.
Everybody wear their black jerseys.
That's right. Wear your black Jake Bates jerseys. And bring your 2026 mock drafts, and I'll grade them.
Oh my!
I mean, I'm gonna give all of them an F, but I'll grade them.
No, you can't do that. You got to give them all B minuses, Jeremy. We talked about this.
That's right. The ultimate non-committal grade. And then Uncle T-Rav, thank you for the 95-bit, says, we're all going to forget about Hendon Hooker when we score 6 touchdowns on the Packers week 1. I mean, it is a fair thing to point out that we kind of like twist ourselves into these anxiety pretzels every offseason about the backup quarterback job, and it has never mattered. Now, yeah, sure, knock on wood. Maybe this is the year that it does matter, and you want to have yourself covered as possible, but outside of like the Eagles in whatever year that was, what team has survived losing their starting quarterback for a significant amount of time?
The 49ers.
But they also lost to the NFC Championship game because they lost several quarterbacks.
It's true.
But you know how much like I don't know, after last year, I'll take that. Getting all the way back to the NFC Championship game, and it's like, oh yeah, we lost.
That's good enough for you? Losing to the in the NFC Championship game this year?
Tell me who it is too, and I'll tell and I'll stamp that. Like if it's the Eagles or something like that, I'd be like, all right, fine.
It sounds spoiled, and it probably is, but I feel like we're at a point where anything other than a Super Bowl appearance is a disappointment. That doesn't mean those things of like where, oh, the whole season was terrible, it was a waste. Like, we can still enjoy the season. We can still say like, holy crap, this team went 13-4 with that schedule. That's wild, and enjoy that and view it as an accomplishment. But it can still end in a disappointment, right?
Yeah, it would still hurt. It would be one of those things that I wouldn't want to see it on like, you know, another Netflix series at the end of having to relive that moment. But
right,
just not watch it.
Running backs featuring Jahmyr Gibbs.
I feel like Jahmyr would probably be one of the worst Lions to put on a reality show.
Maybe, but I feel like if you got deep enough into his life, if you broke through that like hard shell that he kind of has, I think he's a more interesting person than he lets on to the media.
No, I think he's more interesting. I just don't know if he knows how to like, if he's not that he knows how to, if he's like that type of open person with everybody. Like we've seen enough from Jahmyr in other people's, in like other TikToks and stuff to know like, kid's got a personality.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, yeah, could you pierce through that in an NFL Films documentary? I think you could. Like, they get into it.
I would rather see Kirby. If we're talking like,
I mean, that's not fair.
Yeah.
It would just be nonstop comedy. Like I feel like you would see some ridiculous stuff from Kirby.
You know what I don't want to see that I feel like has a good chance of happening?
Who?
Defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson. That's gonna be corny. That's gonna be corny.
It would be. Yeah.
Nobody outside of Macomb County wants to see that.
It would feel so manufactured. Like you'd just be like, Aiden got the contract and immediately put his production team together and like this is what we're gonna.
I feel like we're saying things that aren't said out loud enough. Because listen, like I understand, Aiden Hutchinson's an outstanding player. He went to Michigan. there are more Aiden Hutchinson jerseys in any Ford Field crowd than any other team, but like, we can admit he's kind of corny, right? Is this a safe enough space for me to say that?
Is it? I don't know. Is it a safe space? I don't know.
Maybe
if
it's not.
A safe
Maybe
space.
I,
It's on
maybe
Twitch. Like I don't
maybe
know.
now, like I'm gonna walk into Allen Park and like there's just gonna be like a.
I mean,
cross.
well, fine. I'll say it for you then. Like, I think Aiden's corny.
I'll use a less. I don't know. Just when I hear the word corny, like I feel like it's like too much of a put down. I will say that Aiden Hutchinson is very Raising Cane's chicken. He's bland. Like he's very bland. Like milk toast.
I also
you know
want
what
to be
I mean?
clear. Like I'm not saying he's a bad person because clearly he's not.
No.
Like he does great things for the community, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But I also... Nope, I can't say that. I'll say that in another space where it actually is safe.
I feel like in Slack I've said things about Aiden Hutchinson that lets it known that I feel a certain type of way about Aiden Hutchinson as a personality, right?
Yes.
Like it has nothing to do with like what Jeremy said, right? Like he does a ton of like charity work and for all intents and purposes is a very good guy. However, like you can be a good guy and you can be boring.
I would fall under that category 100%. Like let me be clear. I think I'm corny but a good person. Like maybe
I would say
maybe I should be kindred spirits with Aiden because I feel like I probably fall into the same categories. But as a corny person, I can also recognize a corny person.
I feel like Phenom's wow probably said it best. Like it's not corny. It just feels like
scripted. Yeah,
feels manufactured.
It feels like someone, which again, no discredit to him, but like someone that was identified early on in his life that like this was going to be the life he would live, and it was like his circle made sure that like we're gonna do all the right things to make sure that you seem like the golden child in this space.
And I think he does a relatively good job of like he's a marketer in a lot of ways. He's a marketer of himself and he does a good job with it. It's just
I love his State Farm commercial. I thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, those were unfortunate though because they started airing like after his injury.
I'm just saying, like, if I saw Aiden Hutchinson in more commercials, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, like it could be worse. It could be Aaron Rodgers, like in commercials, you know, like it could always be worse.
Aiden is not annoying. Like I wouldn't even put him in the annoying category.
Yes.
Nope. I was about to say something that I can't say, but you know what? Whatever. I would rather be a fan of Aiden Hutchinson than Nick Bosa.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll say that. I don't care. Take that
JJ
for
Watt
whatever
too,
you
I
want
bet.
it to be. Dude, you want to talk about a guy who's corny. Now, JJ Watt's corny to
That's
me.
what I'm saying. Like there's a little bit of overlap between the two, but JJ's a little more like try hard.
Hold on, JJ now or JJ when he was playing?
When he was playing. It's a little bit different now.
Okay, because like maybe I just didn't pay that much attention to JJ when he was. I thought JJ was fine when he played. Like I had some suspicions.
You think
about
he's
JJ
worse now?
when he was playing? Yeah. I think he's a little more insufferable now. Like he's no longer playing, so he has much more time to like tweet and like. And you're just like, oh, this is what it's like when you talk a lot.
Oh man, like I'm like forever.
How did we get? Like we are starting to roast people that can kick our ass. Like I just want to like reset for a second here. Who can literally like?
Hey, listen,
snap
I'm not
me in
picking
two.
Fights. That's fair, but like just because you can bench a ton doesn't mean that you're like immune to being roasted. Like
fair.
I don't care.
Like I'm just worried that there's like some bad faith Pride of Detroit watcher right now that is going to Twitter.
Now you're just encouraging it.
No, I probably shouldn't have thrown that idea out there.
But this is the thing, like, I feel like we probably all feel the same way about this. Like, whenever like professional athletes or even like celebrities in general, like whenever you react to someone like us saying like making jokes and then like have a jab. Like all you've done is validate us.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, JJ Watt clapped back at me. Like JJ Watt is a Hall of Fame defensive and one of the best to play his position. Doesn't mean that I think like now that he's retired that he probably just is a little too opinionated on things that probably don't require his opinion.
I think I've said all I want to say on this topic.
I sure do hope the Lions sign Aiden Hutchinson to an extension, though, huh?
Maybe that's why. It's because Brad made it sound like they weren't close. Now I'm just taking it out on Aiden. I'm blaming him. We're able to get all these other extensions done. Aiden, why haven't you got yours done?
Are you worried that Brad Holmes is going to be sliding into home plate on defensive ends? Is that it?
You gotta let go of the baseball thing.
Never. I want to compare everything that Brad Holmes does to like happening in baseball. When is he gonna balk? I feel like he has balked. He balked at a Kenny Galladay extension. Good job, Brad Holmes.
I think signing Zadarius Smith is more like a bunt. It's like, yeah, that might help, or you might be hurting yourself in the long run.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You got any good baseball analogies for Brad Holmes, Miko?
No, I'm not a big baseball guy. I just hope he
That's
doesn't
why you do a
strike
football
out on
podcast.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't strike out on any other draft picks that are picked in the second round. Can I throw that one?
Yeah, like Broderick Martin is the equivalent of like 3 straight swinging misses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he needs to lay off a couple of first pitches. You know.
Yeah, he's a real Riley Green right now. That's what I'll say.
Well, specifically, we're talking like trading up into the third round to get a dude that like everyone's like, who?
Yeah, like maybe just work the count a little better. You don't need to swing for the fences every at bat.
I also like respect to because like Birchie took it from somebody on Twitter, but like I don't know if I'm vibing with Coleslaw as the nickname for Isaac Teslaw. I thought it was funny, like because he's white and he's dangerous if he's left out in the open.
Yeah,
but nobody like hold on, who really likes
Nobody's
Coleslaw though?
I mean, I like Coleslaw, but like I will say that like Coleslaw is just like it's like Craig Reynolds and Netflix. Like I don't know.
Right. Well,
like,
if you have to like explain
it, yeah.
the nickname, it's a little too much.
Derry Sanders, one of the greatest nicknames
yes.
in the history of ever for Zach Center.
I agree that Coleslaw is
yeah.
fun. I'm pronouncing Coleslaw like
Coleslaw, like Tesla.
It's a funny tweet. It's not a good nickname.
The funny tweet. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't let that stick. I don't know what it's going to be, but that can't stick.
You also can't like pick your own nickname too, because then you end up like Kevin Durant. Like no one is gonna call you the. What he said was it?
Which?
What was Slim Reaper? Was that Durant's name that he picked out for himself?
Yeah.
Mayotron. Mayotron's not bad.
Mayotron is good. That's really good.
Shout out HSW with that one.
I think Durantula was the one that Bill Simmons came up with, and it's like, no one's good. But like the thing with Kevin Durant is like you already have something built in with like your initials and being called like KD, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's 2 syllables, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, to your point, like you can't give yourself a nickname, and once you've been given one, like you don't get to like, I don't like it, I want something better.
I think that was the thing with Durantula. Is like Durantula became a thing. He's like, I don't like it. Slim Reaper. It's like, not calling you Slim Reaper.
Yeah, and I think that came during a season where maybe he had hit like a couple like dagger shots, but then it's just like that name also doesn't stick as well. Like
it's too many syllables.
It just like I don't know, like where he's at now in his career, would you like, oh, that's the Slim Reaper? Like, no, it's the dude that's been bouncing around teams. Like better off calling him Pinball.
Oh,
I feel like there really aren't that many good basketball nicknames. It feels like most of them are just initials.
I mean, in today's time, like no, like it's
Yeah.
one. I feel like nicknames in the NBA felt like they used to mean something.
Yeah.
Like, and
yeah.
now it feels like
Black Mamba, right?
yeah, like it feels like now like because you're a star, we feel like we have to give you a nickname, and it was like no, like guys used to just kind of have nicknames like even before they reached that all-star status. Like people, like players would recognize their greatness, and it's like, oh, that's so and so.
I was just laughing at Meta World Peace. I'm like, I don't think that can count. That's his actual name now.
Nope. I think Donovan Mitchell probably had like the last good one that I can think of like the newer players to get a nickname.
Spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's solid. The thing
Ooh,
like
the worm.
yeah, pretty good for Dennis Rodman.
Joker for Jokic is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the greatest is like it's Magic Johnson. Like,
Yeah, so much so that like no one even calls him Irvin.
yeah, right. Like that's when you've
Transcended.
yeah.
Is there anyone like that now?
Trying to think. Sauce. Gardner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's about it.
Tiger Woods. Yeah, Tiger Woods is a pretty good one.
What's his actual name?
Eldrick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
really.
Yeah, so that's why you know him as Tiger Woods.
That's a big upgrade. Well, I know something you don't know. Your name is Eldrick,
wow.
and you went to private school.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Sitherly, thank you for following on Twitch. And I think it's probably time to get out here. Hey,
There any real quick? Are there any good Lions nicknames right now?
Players.
I mean, it
That,
was
like-
Snacks.
Snacks is a good name for a guy who is over 300 pounds. But like Aiden Hutchinson, right? Like it's just Hutch,
Yeah,
right? So it's like taking your last name and shortening it.
yeah, that doesn't count.
I think
Son-
Aleem already has the best one.
The Dream
Twinkle.
or Twinkle Toes.
No,
Dancing
I like Dream.
Bear?
I like the Dream. I like Dream. Like
Dream's not bad, honestly. No one refers. That's just like his rap persona, though.
yeah, but like I wish more people did.
Yeah,
Like it fits Aleem.
It starts with us. It starts with us, Miko. We need to push the agenda.
I think Aleem needs to campaign for himself.
if
Like,
only we had a
go
platform where we
full
could
CJ
push it.
DJ. And just go to the media and be like, I'm no longer responding to Aleem. You will call me Dream.
Oh, Moldy. All those great nicknames for Josh Reynolds. Praying Mantis of Death. He was the serpent too, wasn't he?
I thought it was the Serpent of Death. Was it not? I don't know.
I don't know. He had a lot. Sonic and Knuckles is really good though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm never calling Jameer Gibbs Sonic.
Someone
I'm
in the
never
crowd
calling
yelled
David
out to
Montgomery Knuckles.
someone called out to Montgomery just calling him Knuckles. I'm like, he didn't respond to it. He had his back turned. He may not have even heard him, but I'm just like, if I was yelling at David Montgomery and trying to get his attention, would I call him Knuckles or would I go Demo? Would I go Montgomery? I think most
Demo's
people
good.
Demo is what
Monty's good.
The what was the other good one I saw from chat? Oh yeah, like Malcolm Rodrigo.
Sure.
That was good. Yeah.
That's a good one.
JMO, Waymo.
Oh, Waymo's good. Yeah.
I still don't 100% understand Waymo, but I feel like it doesn't need an explanation. It's just that's just who he is. He's just Waymo.
Yeah, I feel like that has like some sort of like cultural reference or probably like a family thing.
Yeah.
It's just like it just kind of carried over to the football field.
Yeah.
BB is good too. Again, it's just initials, but like I don't know.
Wet Blanket, top 5 nickname according to LJB Ruff.
Should I put on the jersey?
Machine.
Should that be a channel point redemption? Is I put on the Wet Blanket jersey? We got to get a Miko channel point redemption.
We do. Yeah, we gotta get into that. Sun God.
Good.
St. Brown's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that a nickname or just a literal translation?
I mean,
Yes.
it became a nickname once he actually once he started dominating. Because at first it's like, oh, Amon Ra means this, and it's like, okay, cool. And then he started like turning league up, and it's like, no, that's a nickname status now.
I fear that Golden Receiver has not caught on enough for Sam Laporta.
Oh yes. Yes.
And part of it is because like he's become a little bit more of like, I don't want to say a bummer, but like he doesn't have as much of a vibrant personality with the media anymore.
Oh, he's not like.
No, he like when you just watch him, he does. Like if you're watching him come off the field and he's like playing around with Goff and like he's being a little goofy and silly, but then he talks to the media and he's starting to turn into Jack Campbell when he talks to the media.
Mayonnaise.
Mayotron is it, by the way. That's it.
Mayotron.
For Tesla is Mayotron. It's good.
I'm kind of surprised Jake Bates doesn't have a nickname.
I feel like it's Sexy Bates.
Just because of the stretching?
Anzalone for Fabio. Fabio's pretty good because of the hair.
But no one calls him that.
No.
They call him
I
freaking
like
anal
Thor.
zone.
I wasn't going to say it, but I feel like if you say it 3 times, it's like Beetlejuice and Nick the Greek will appear in the chat.
Honestly, I was fishing a little bit because I'm like, I don't think I've seen him yet. Let me just say this and see if he suddenly donates 50 bits. He was probably watching that other Lions podcast, Traitor.
Which will not routinely overlap with ours.
Not unless they start gunning for us.
Oh.
I'm just
Come
saying.
at me, bros. What is that? Oh. All right. I think we should get out of here. It's DQ time, everybody. Go get yourself a cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake. What do they call them? Blizzard? Blizzard.
New York or Crown. I almost said
Crown Royal. Oh, now I definitely got to go get it. I'm taking an Uber home.
Royal Blizzard.
I'm getting a chicken strip basket and a Crown Royal Blizzard.
DQ's connected to the liquor store.
One in my hometown is.
Oh, Dirtbag is a great one too. But is it Tate Ratledge or is it Christian Mahogany? Christian Mahogany is the Dirtbag OG.
Now it sounds like you're naming strains, by the way. So
The Drizzard.
Tate the Rat is that's wild.
Alien Vivitor, we're trying to get out of here. But thank you for the 53-month subscribe channel. It says Pride of Dinner and Dessert.
that's PODD.
That's right. PODD. All right. Guys, thanks for joining us again. Would love to see you out there Sunday. I've already forgotten the lane's name in Westland, Michigan.
Oak Lanes.
Oak Lanes, thank you.
1:30 to 5 p.m.
To 5 p.m. $35. 2 games of bowling, pizza, pop, parents.
Mozzarella sticks.
Maybe.
Shoes.
Midweek mailbag too. We're gonna record that probably in the middle of the day tomorrow. like 1 o'clock-ish. Me and Eric. I'll put out a call for questions tomorrow morning. If you're a Pride Detroit Direct subscriber, you can just email a response to the latest newsletter, and I'll get it there. Anything else, fellas?
No, we're not rating anybody.
We good?
It's too bad that Hutch isn't online. We could rate him.
He hasn't streamed in a while. None of our like close friends are alive. Yeah, none of our close friends are alive. Unless you guys want to go raid T-Pain.
Kind of on brand.
No, we ain't gonna do that. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow if you're here for the midweek mailbag in the middle of the day. If not, we'll probably do a post-game show sometime during the weekend. We haven't even talked about it. And then I will definitely see some of you, hopefully, on Sunday while we're bowling. Guys, thanks for joining us. See you guys later.